numbers are up again. So
I think they will be.
I think they will be too. So hopefully they'll be, when you get early voting numbers up above 7-8%, that's good participation.
Yeah, very good. And I think too, that, a lot of people sometimes, life happens, things come, things, go on. So I think that sometimes it's safer to do that early voting if you feel like there's any compromise where you might not be able to make it out,
Right.
But we actually really had a really good voter turnout. I talked to several of the poll workers. They said we just stayed steady and stayed busy, and there was a little bit of lines, but not bad.
Yeah, it was. I went early this morning. The polls hadn't been open very long when I went, but even by the time I got there, they were saying that they had a good turnout, so that's good.
Well, starting off this morning, it was dark, of course, when the polls opened. Now that time changed.
Now when they closed, it's dark too.
It's dark again. Yeah, oops, here we go. I had a moment in the sun. But, it started off chilly, but then, boy, when that sun came out and did his magic, and absolutely gorgeous. And right now, Brad, for anybody we do have some actually out in the parking lot, this moon is absolutely gorgeous outside.
Yeah.
So anybody that's actually, now that with the burn ban's over, if you're sitting by a campfire and you're listening to us, I might be a little jealous, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. Send us addresses for the s'mores.
Yes. Yeah. And, we'll start talking about food as it goes on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brad, we have opened up. We are at the Justice Center, and right now we actually have got people here in the Justice Center. And this used to be a tradition that has gone on for years, and it started at the courthouse, of course.
Yeah.
And I know you know this, and it's a tradition that I always remembered, and that was how you always saw an election. And then, of course, I'm going to go real quickly over it because I know people don't want to go back, but talking about COVID,
right.
We had to change things around and let that be a little creative. But now we're back where we can actually have people in the room.
Right. I think it feels a lot more like old-time election. So
yeah.
So you guys out there that are with us, you guys like it better now that you can be in here for the results?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. So the crowd has spoken.
The crowd has spoken. So yes, it is. We made sure that with COVID and things like that, we had guidelines that we had to follow. But it's always good to have everybody come, and they can the workers for all the candidates, and they can all celebrate and be happy together.
Yeah. And let's talk a little about the poll workers, because they get up, they start their morning. They actually polls open at 6, and they have to be there at 5. So most of them start at like 4 and get there, and then to make sure that they're at 5. So this is the early morning for them.
Yes.
And of course, then they have to make sure that everything's ready to go. And this is not something that's done just like an hour before. This is done. There's been a lot of prep. There's been a lot of work, and they've even had meetings and they make it look easy. But there's a lot that goes behind it, and of course, we don't have any precincts yet. I know a lot of people are saying, we want to know some turnouts, we want some numbers. I could give you Brad's phone number, but I don't remember.
I don't have any precinct numbers yet. So.
That's the only numbers we have. But it's always going back to the tradition, and with you and the same with me.
Yeah, my grandfather, back a while back, they used to, at the courthouse, they would write it in chalk as things were phoned in on a landline, so that was always fun. But the good thing about those elections were, and I was hoping somebody out here would bring some stuff, is they always had a lot of food and everything to celebrate afterwards. So we have come a long way, so we don't have to count everything by hand, and they don't have to call them in and write them on a chalkboard and count and recount and add and subtract. We've come a long way.
Yeah. So. I remember when I first started covering elections years ago. I remember it was like midnight or so when we'd leave. There'd be frost on the vehicle, and it'd be a long night, but we don't have to do that anymore.
No.
So once in the precincts, always seems like that first one, it takes a little while to get it in, and then they just all start rolling in.
Yeah.
But they have to do their work. When the polls close, they have to wait. If there's somebody in line, they have to run them through. Even though the polls close at 6, if you're in line, you can still vote.
You still vote. Yeah.
So then they have to check their stuff, and then of course get it all together, and then bring it here. So they've got a little bit of a journey there.
And I do know that we, with large turnout, you want to start getting numbers quickly, but that's absolutely vital that if you're there in line before the poll closes, then you do absolutely get to cast your vote. I think that's important. We want every vote needs to be counted and every voice needs to be heard.
Right. And I think, I noticed today a lot of businesses let their employees off to come and vote. I think that was nice,
Yeah,
and then a lot did it on the lunch hour, and then some, did it early morning, like before they went to work or maybe when they got off work. So, I mean, there was really, good windows of opportunities to get in there and to vote.
Yeah. And again, like you said, there's opportunity on Election Day, but it's always good, if someone who has health concerns and they're concerned about getting out and stuff, the early voting, and they do it so seamlessly, and they do a wonderful job with that. So,
well, hats off to all of our poll workers and everybody involved, and of course, one of Stephanie Rocky right now is running around. It's Christmas for her.
Yeah, Christmas, and the big football game,
everything, big production
rolls into one. New Year's Eve, everything. Yeah. So this is what they train for.
Yeah. This is the day. Santa's here. But anyway, afterwards, we need to have her on, and we'll have her do a bow.
Yes.
After a production.
Yes, absolutely.
So she's busy right now, but I know they're waiting for that first precinct to get in, and I think everybody's excited about that. But I think what I noticed too, Brad, and I really love this. I saw a lot of parents bringing their children with them to come vote, and I know. I mean, I'm not saying I understand you have school children, but I thought that was so awesome to show their children. How important it is, and hopefully that the next generations and the next generations will continue to come out and vote.
Yes.
And I love that, watching the parents bring their children.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think that's important to pass that on to the younger generation. So I do have, I had someone at work tell me today on kind of a separate note, they were asking what hat, so I do a different patriotic hat for election night. So I went with the gray American flag fish.
Right, and everybody's asking, where's my red? I have red on my... There's my red. Everybody's like, I said I was going to anyway, I do have my red on. Everybody was like, where's your red? It's here. Yeah. But I enjoyed seeing the children, and I enjoyed seeing the parents coming with and bringing their children and teaching them, how important it is. And it is a privilege to vote. It actually is.
Absolutely.
It's something that for us not to take for granted. And I know, and I feel like this too. I feel like the clerk's office, they work so hard, and we talked before election, they have to go and they have to buy those ballots, and you don't want to buy too many ballots, but then you have to buy enough, so they have down to a science, Brad.
Right.
So it's way above us.
It's way
above us, yes, yeah. So anyway, we're not the ones doing it, obviously.
That's the long calculation.
Yes. But in that, so you have to figure out how to do that. And so when you order that, you want people to come out, and so I know the clerk's office, I know that means a lot to them with all the hard work whenever there's a big voter turnout.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, and I think we'll see that tonight. I think we're actually going to see some high numbers, or I will be surprised if we don't.
Right. And one thing that you got to think about in a non-presidential election year, the turnout is normally lower than a presidential year, but there's been talk that just based on people out and about, some of the national news organizations it looks like this is going to be a really high across the country, not just in Indiana, but going to be a larger than normal non-presidential year midterm election.
Right.
So that's good.
Well, and I think a lot of I think with the politics, I think a lot of people are getting more involved. They're wanting to know who is representing them, which is important.
Yes.
And this is on a local level too. You on a local level, mean so much. They're the ones that are actually making the decisions, and so it's important and that's why before, Brad, we do the meet your candidate. We don't do a actual debate. We do a forum for everyone to get to know their candidates, because I felt like there were so many that said, I don't know who to vote for, I don't know them.
Yeah.
And that was something to get to know a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that is good about local politics. People don't just necessarily vote for a party. They do their due diligence, and that forum is a great opportunity for people to have the opportunity to hear what a candidate is talking about, what they're interested in, and what's important to them and how they want to approach that when they serve the members of the community. So I think that's very good. It's also important to remember that, these candidates, whether they win or lose, putting yourself out there to even just, go out there and say, I want to serve my community in some capacity. That's a tough decision.
Absolutely.
And that's hard work. So, win or lose, it's something good if someone wants to give back and serve their community in an elected way.
Exactly, and that's exactly right. And getting involved in your community, I mean, that's so important, And I have to agree. I'm so glad you brought that up, because anybody that put their name in the hat right there stepped out. Hats off to everyone. You know what I mean? And good luck to all of them, everybody. Because that right there is a big jump right there, just doing that. And being ready to be a servant for whatever your race, whatever your position is.
Yeah. And, it's the hard work, not just on the part of the candidate, but their surrogates out there, their family members, and it's long hours and things like that. So, it's a good thing to put yourself out there, but that's why I think that with all that hard work and people wanting to do that, I think that's why it's important for us to do our civic duty and go out and vote.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and I think, that this election, I think it will have, I know I keep saying that, but I'm just so excited because I'm excited because I want the numbers, I think, and I heard a lot of people doing early voting too, so I think those numbers will be up. I'll be surprised if we hit low on that.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll be really shocked about that. Of course, you never know, and it's like a, I guess the thrill of it, right?
Yeah.
And thrill seekers, I guess. But we are, for those that's now joining us, we are up at the Justice Center, and you can see the beautiful backdrop of the courtroom here. And there we go. To our sides here for the radio. It's like what they just did. But anyway, and we have people in here, which is exciting, and so it's kind of a fun thing to have everybody back together. I feel like the band's getting back together.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Feels like we haven't been on tour for a while.
Yeah.
And so
it's our comeback tour.
And I think the folks out in the audience that are watching, I don't think that they knew that we were going to randomly choose one of them to sing the national anthem.
I know, and I think one of them said that they were going to step up, to do that, and that would very apropos. Yes, I love that.
I think a guy in a red sweatshirt right there in the front row may be our pick.
Yeah,
he's completely ignoring me though.
Yeah, I think so. We were going to see if Brent would do the national anthem for us, but I think he's got a sore throat from today. You know what I mean? He's on voice rest. I think he's on voice. He's on voice rest today. Yeah, he can't do that. His manager said he can't do that. Oh, we'd be good.
It'd be fun. We'd have it on film.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we don't have results coming in yet, so we're kind of explaining the process. We're waiting patiently.
And for those that are not really familiar with the process, what we're doing, the precincts will come in, and this is kind of how normally they stagger it first. Like the first one comes in, and then the second, and then it seems like the next ones, the 4, 5, and 6 just start running together. So we'll do our best to keep up. We're going to try to help out, and see if we can kind of tell who is leading at the point. I know that's important, but for anybody at home or wherever you're at, if you could have pen and paper, you can help follow with it too. Because I know a lot of people are wanting this too.
Because sometimes we get the cumulative total as we go, and sometimes certain precincts come in, it's just the precinct total, so you have to backtrack for that.
Which can be confusing.
Can be confusing.
So it can be a lot. So for those newbies, just hang with us, okay? We'll try. And we know it's going to happen.
And we won't project a winner until the end. We don't wait after the second precinct. We don't.
Well, and then once tonight, even when we do have the final results, it's unofficial.
It's unofficial.
Yeah. So that might be a little confusing to people.
And it can take up to 7 days to certify the official election results. So, but I mean, most of the time things don't change, but it is tonight when we sign off, we'll have the unofficial results.
Right, for
of
sure.
the election. So
Yeah, and then tomorrow morning, you and I will be back on Coffee Club, and we can kind of go back over it a little bit, kind of hit them. So we'll try to give that too. So if anybody falls asleep, well, I got up at 4:00 this morning, so I'm a little slap happy and a little bit of. I'm a little bit of a lot, okay?
Yeah. I was up at 5. I mean, that's early for me.
I understand,
It's like, wait, what?
I couldn't figure out what time to actually start my day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I felt like 4:00 was, but I think I could have started at 3 and still not been 100% done.
My whole intention was to get up, get ready, go vote, and then go relax at home before going to work, but I couldn't do it.
No.
I just want to hit the gym.
Yeah.
Everyone out there's like, we don't care. But
That's right, I know.
It is, and I was so proud. I made sure that.
And I had mine on my other outfit, so yes, I did vote today too. Yeah, I did. But going back to the to the different the different locations, we used to have more polling locations. They did kind of condense that. We had during COVID. I'm not going to say much about that. They did learn some things that might work a little bit better. We did learn a little bit from there, and they learned that they could bring some of the polling places together, then they wouldn't have to have so many places and so many people, poll workers.
Right, and
they had a little trouble finding poll workers for a little while.
Yes, and the thing is, you got to always look at the positive with the opportunities that you have to go through. And there's one thing that during COVID we ended up getting. Somebody's telling me,
Don't laugh.
Don't laugh. Right, yeah. Hey, almost shit. Hey, anyway, so we. They've streamlined the process, and there's less precincts, but there is absolutely, they're trained, they're well trained, and even though there'll be more voters in those locations, they take care of it and get out really quickly. So.
Right, and I thought, of course, I thought I saw a lot of people going back to their vehicle to get their driver's license. Oops, but I'm not judging anyone on that because it is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, that was something that was required. You have to, make sure you show your driver's license, and and of course, I know the poll workers are so good about also making sure that you know where to vote.
Yes.
Because there were some that had moved new to the community or had bought a new house or changed location, and they had trouble with, on knowing where to go. And the poll workers were so nice and so kind about that.
And they sent out reminder cards, and so, but you could still, if you still had any questions or had moved or anything, you could call and verify where you are. And the readers for your ID that they have is so quick now. It really doesn't slow you down at all. So
right, and I think actually having the little ones, or the first time voters. When you're, do you remember that first time?
Yes, I do.
I do too. And, you walk in there. Well, first of all, you really don't know what to expect. Even though if you've come with your parents or you've been in there before when you were little, but and then you're like, they hand you that ballot and it's
well, it's interesting.
Right? And
it's interesting you say that because when I went out to vote early this morning, I coming in behind me was a grandmother, her daughter, and the granddaughter, and it was the first election that the granddaughter had voted in, so she was just smiling ear to ear, and she was exciting. But when they handed her the ballot, she's just like, I don't know what to do now, and it was kind of funny, but first time voters, it was exciting, and I think that was a great thing because you'll, when you think about it, 3 generations, so hats off to that family member that started that importance of voting, and hey, come vote with me. So that's important.
Yeah, and I think that remember whenever we used to have the electronic, and now everything we're just doing on paper. And I think that we found out that was the safest. And I think that Stephanie Rocky, our clerk, and her and everybody, her whole office. I don't want to leave anybody out if I start naming names, but I think that was so important for them to make sure that our community knew that everything's being safe and done right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that, And I love that. Transparency. And of course I've talked with the different companies, and they always brag on Washington County. and I know I don't have to say that, but I think that's so nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so good for.
And they need to hear that, you know.
They
it's one of those
do,
things
yeah.
Because, you know, there's always going to be people that are not happy with how things turn out, or some, you know. But
Yeah.
I think that anything that we can do, even at the local level, that you can assure that everything is counted correctly, it's done well. I think that's important, and I think it's important to, you know, again, say hats off to Stephanie and her team that, you know, they make sure that it because every person, doesn't matter what you're voting for or who you're voting for, you want to know that your vote was handled properly and it was counted properly.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
That's important.
Very much
that's
so.
important.
And I think too, you know, there has been, you know, talk, and you know, I mean, I'm not saying in our community, but there's been talks in other states and stuff where there's maybe they didn't feel like it was as transparent as it should have been, and then I think that that's and that maybe put a bad taste in some people's mouth. But I think to make, and that's why I think that they go the extra measures to show people, you know, look, you know, I mean, look at how this is done, the process, and how protected it is, and how protected our taxpayers and our voters are in doing this. And I think that that's something that they didn't have to do, but they did.
Yes, absolutely.
And to make sure to gain our trust and to show us, you know, they didn't have to do that, you know. But I felt like they just went above and beyond.
And you know, you think about it, Stephanie and her entire team, they're very transparent. You can ask a lot of questions. They're perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
And I did notice that out at my polling place today, the poll workers were answering questions and making sure that people were 100% comfortable with the process. So I think that's a win.
Yeah, I do too. And I thought too, like they were very, at mine too, I felt like and I know that the poll workers have been trained in this, but it was so impressive the way they explained it, like, you know, okay, so there's two sides, you know what I mean, makes to everyone. You know what I mean, they kind of gave, you know, they didn't just hand you about who you are. You know, they didn't leave you. They helped, like, you know, here's the process, here's the way to do it, you know, here's, you know, both sides, and I thought that was very nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
It is good.
And then everybody got a sticker.
Yeah.
You can't beat a good sticker, right?
I was kind of hoping for biscuits and gravy.
Well, you know what? You know, I had McDonald's brought to me, and I was a very happy girl. I mean, yeah. I had the McRib. I know we got to get off food, but the McRib is back, baby. And it's, let me just tell you, that McRib is good.
That's my love language.
I know. Well, you know, real quick. I know.
I mean, we had, you know, a few years ago.
How many McRibs did we eat in one day? Aaron Houston
was going to bring us food because we kept talking about it. But if anybody wants to show up with a McRib or two.
Okay, so I saw Erin today, which she looked lovely. And I told her, I said, if you hear Brad and I begging for a pie, remember, she couldn't tell last time if we were serious. And I said, we are always serious about our food, okay?
Yeah.
So she, but I think she's actually, I think she's got other things she's doing tonight.
Yeah.
But
she's on the ballot for Congressional District 9 here in Southern Indiana.
18 counties.
For a vacant seat.
Yeah.
So,
So she's kind of busy, but I did tell her that because she was actually, I think she was pulling in the driveway when we really started getting really needy.
Yeah. She was already like, well, I'm not going to try that.
She was like, I don't really know if they would want it, and I was like, we always want it.
Right.
Yeah.
When in doubt, yes.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, and so there was a lot of, you know, the different, you know, everybody who's running, you know, hit the different polling locations, and I think they were probably happy with, you know, the turnout and getting to talk to the people and getting to meet the people. It was a busy day, busy morning. Started off, and I'm so thankful for this weather, you know, and I believe next week's going to be a little different story.
Yeah, it's going to get cold.
Yeah,
winter
I must say, standing outside.
Right in time for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, someone said, well, this weather's perfect. I said, we ordered it that way. We asked, and we received, because, guys, it makes it a big difference whenever you're. So is this a full moon that we actually are happening? I guess we are.
Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then there was eclipse this morning that everybody was like, "Look at the eclipse," and I was like, "Tom,
were you?"
I missed the eclipse. I said, "Well, 25 more years." I I was fighting with a poster. When you're fighting with a poster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but I missed the eclipse. So that would be a good. That would be a good. I guess.
It's a total eclipse on election day.
Yeah, total eclipse of the heart missed. I guess. Yeah.
So we're right here in Washington County Justice Center. We're waiting on returns. We've got folks in the seats, and this is the first year in a few years that we've actually got people joining us here to listen to the results, and we're all waiting patiently. I think after hearing us talking about different things, I think they're waiting more patiently than we. We're trying
if they don't come in just a few minutes, we're going to break into song, okay?
I think so.
If we start saying that, the precincts will, if they're listening, they will be bringing them in quickly.
Yeah, just as soon as we start doing something else.
Yeah, exactly. So. Well, it's definitely an exciting time, so, and then we have Veterans Day coming up. November, there's a lot in November.
Yeah.
We had, for our school children, we had fall break. We've had election, big, huge, we have, of course, the Veterans Day, which is a separate Veterans Day program. Remind everybody, of course, we'll be up at the courthouse. That's always a one, and a fabulous one. And then we'll be there, WSLM. And this is a treat, coming back a little bit more to, if you want to call it normal, the elementary school, Brady Strum Elementary School, will be up there singing.
Nice.
And Andrea's going to bring like 50 children, which that's a tradition that we've had for years that during COVID was kind of stopped. So I'm super excited about that. And again, our children involved with, learning about our veterans. And, we thank them for their service and all that they did,
And I feel bad I don't know about Eastern, but I do know West Washington is at the schools having a Veterans Day program. So that's important for those kids to understand. So we're... at Walmart, we're going to wear red, white, and blue gear.
I love
and
that.
we're going to celebrate our veterans, and we're going to eat, patriotic cupcakes and a cake and stuff like that.
Well,
we're going to have red, white, and blue gear, and got some goodie bags for our veterans that are working for us. So we're very honored to have them.
Well, definitely. So we have Veterans Day, and then we have Thanksgiving. I'm super excited about that,
Yes.
So definitely a fun time. And then we'll be entering into the shopping season.
Yes. Yeah, you have Thanksgiving Day, and then you have
the shopping center.
Black Friday. So that's
and you
also
are
great.
involved. You have not.
Yes.
And I have tried every way to figure out a little bit of inside information, and you are involved. You're holding on to that.
Yeah, I can tell you that we have an in-store event tomorrow morning, in one of our pre-events. And if you're a Walmart Plus customer, you get early access. But once, which I'm very proud of the fact that now that we are closed on Thanksgiving for our associates to spend time with their friends and family for that holiday. But this year Black Friday is going to be pretty good. So stay tuned. We'll have some stuff closer to that.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll let out a little bit. We get a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to wear you down, and you'll just...
All right. By that time, I will be,
ready to go.
Yeah.
But also then we'll be entering into, and I do want to say that I have started the Christmas music on WSLM, and I have loved it.
And me too. That's
Yeah,
so
I just
as
felt
soon
like
as
it was needed.
said you were doing that, I was like,
I'm
there.
Well, and I've seen actually, and I'm not rushing anything. I love Thanksgiving. I know you do too. We love Thanksgiving. But there's really not a whole lot. We talked about this morning on Coffee Club. There's really not a whole lot of Thanksgiving songs. You know what I mean?
True.
And so therefore, you can still, over the river and through the woods, you know what I mean? Thanksgiving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I will tell you, I'm one of those people that I can eat my turkey dinner on Christmas plates.
Oh, yeah, I have no trouble. We'll never see the plate.
So you'll never see it, right?
No, I know, I don't even care if I have any leftover Easter.
Well, it's just kind of interesting that when you work in retail, it just all goes quickly.
Oh, definitely.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, boom.
But that's what the people want.
Yes.
They really do.
Yes.
And that's not, if you don't want to buy, then don't buy. But for those that do have to buy little by little, and I've seen that, where people have bought, like maybe one week they did the tree, one week they did some ornaments, and, and That's nice to do that. And then you have the Thanksgiving, which you have all kinds of beautiful Thanksgiving stuff.
Well, if you think about it, everything from the end of October through the end of the year is a food event. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your decorations are.
This is true.
It's good food, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, a lot of good food going on. That's for sure. Well, and I actually got my group. We got some donuts from Walmart. We got the donuts, and then we got those brownie bites. Those things are so good. It was dangerous that I found out about those.
Yeah. So we've got Christmas tree cakes and we've got the Christmas tree cakes ice cream.
Yes, I have seen all that.
It's individual,
Yeah.
But I think an individual serving is like 2 of those, but we won't talk about.
No, we
I
don't.
call each carton a little carton a scoop.
We never judge. Never judge.
No.
I thought that I'd heard that the Christmas trees, the actual Christmas trees themselves, the cakes, were kind of a little harder to find, and you have plenty of them.
Yeah.
And you have the brownies
And
too.
also in the grab and go, we have the individual ones, so you don't have to get just the box.
Oh.
A little helpful in there, yeah.
But
So,
kind of fun to get the box.
but we've got all kinds of you can find all kinds of stuff for Thanksgiving. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin roll that is so
the pumpkin
good.
roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just,
Yep.
you shouldn't have started
So
talking about
yeah.
the pumpkin roll. That's dangerous, yeah.
So what do we think that is going to be our first precinct that comes
I'm
in?
wondering that too. That's what we got to do. We got to see who do you think the first precinct will be. It's very interesting for sure to find out who's going to be the first. But I can tell you right now, when you see the poll workers come in, for anybody that's never experienced that, they are.
Everybody sets up.
I know, and they know that they've done a great thing. They've had the morning, from before, from dark to dark. They've had a full day, but they're very happy about it, and they love doing it, and they know that it's a good thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And talk about being a servant right there, And then let's talk about the people. I know we've been talking. We'll get off food, I promise. But like the people that bring the meals too, that's wonderful because they bring good meals and they feed them good.
Yeah.
And that's a big job.
Yeah, and I think that should be on the application for a poll worker, where you're going to be to see who's going to be the one feeding you that day.
What's our options?
Sorry. People are just like, stop
talking about food. Well, we want to talk about precincts. We want to talk about election.
Yeah.
We want to talk.
We want to talk about that. Yeah.
But we do. I think that this election too. I think this is, like you said, this is not a presidential election, and usually they are a little bit lower in their voter turnout. But I think we're going to hit some higher numbers.
I think so too.
I see a good positive.
And the higher the turnout out, the longer it takes. It's like we were talking earlier. It's like, what time do you think we should start and everything? And you never can judge that because just as soon as you put it off, like a minute after you're on the air, then all of a sudden results are coming in. So you're getting bombarded with that. So
yeah, and I think they'll be coming in soon. A lot of times we can see them kind of walk through, but I've not really been paying attention. But they, I don't know if there's a precinct in or not. But everybody usually starts, mumbling. There's a precinct in. There's a precinct in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So it won't be long, but but it's. I just can't say what a difference it is to now than what it used to be. Because once those precincts start rolling in, it goes quick.
Yeah, it does.
And so we usually don't have it too late. It won't be too late tonight to get it in. And so then of course there'll be the unofficial results. Wait about 7 days.
Right. It can take up to 7 days. Yeah. And then she'll certify them. So.
Then they'll be official.
Yeah.
But really when you find out behind the scenes, like, when, getting the machines ready, and then they have to go through and get them all checked and everything done like that. And then getting the ballots, and then the ballots, are printed. And then you have to kind of know how many, or a guesstimate, if you will, how many to get. And I think she said they're like 35 cents or 30 cents a piece.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
and which is kind of pricey when you talk. Yeah, when you talk that many,
And you can't just substitute if you run out.
No.
There's a problem. And then, but I think that's one thing. If we can remember to ask Stephanie, I think that's interesting to know what all goes in that process for the election to go from unofficial results to when they certify.
Ooh, that's a question. We definitely
yeah.
got to ask that for sure. Yeah, when does it actually become official?
Yeah. And what are those steps in there? Are they doing audits? What are they doing in that process?
Well, I know that they put in a full day here today, and then I know they don't have tomorrow off. They'll be back at it.
Yeah.
And they'll be there's no days off right now. So
Yeah.
So I think the clerk's office, they do a great job, and so we see people coming in too. And it's gotten quite a bit cooler outside, so now people are coming in and joining us. So that's always nice.
Yeah.
To have that. But we are up here at the Justice Center, and we want to thank you for tuning in. And we are waiting for that first precinct to come in here, and kind of guessing that. I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know why Monroe maybe will come in first. Who do you think? I don't know.
Maybe Vernon and Brown.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to think of who in the primary. I can't remember who came in first.
It was not one of the ones in the city. I do remember that. It was one of the outlying precincts. I couldn't remember which one.
And I think I was trying to remember how many polling locations we have in our county.
I think we have 13 precincts.
I think so.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So when the precincts start coming in and everything starts coming, we will start giving the results here. And I do want to say that we think that we'll find out for sure. Everybody that I have spoke with, all the poll workers, they did say that we had a really good turnout and stayed pretty steady. There was a few lines, but that was something that's not a bad problem to have when you have a few lines.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what you want.
Yeah, definitely. So. I'm looking to see if we have a precinct yet. So, yeah.
Seeing if we've got any
results.
Information coming from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and anyway, we are broadcasting here on Wslm 97.9 FM, 1220 AM, and also we are doing Facebook Live, and we are actually on YouTube. So. We try to get everybody taken care of, so that we had some that actually, some of the other races were going to. They said they'd be tuning in because they would go on. They were going to go on to Floyd County, and they had business down there, but they were going to listen. So we do not have a precinct yet. We're waiting for that first precinct to come in. So. And
we are once again at the Justice Center, but we now have people able to come in and hear the results live and in the group here, so that's a good thing. So we've got that back too.
I'm going to be honest, at first it was really hard to accept the Justice Center when we have such a beautiful courthouse. You know what I mean? And then, the courtroom, and I think that was always such a big moment, we always loved. But now I think I just love this Justice Center too, and it's so nice. And there was a lot of, the courthouse is old, and it had served a beautiful purpose, and still does. Got wonderful. I'm always jealous of anybody that works there.
Yeah, they've done so much
you work at a
renovation
castle,
there, and we've done it, so it's
it's absolutely beautiful. But this Justice Center is really nice, and it's great that we have such a great parking lot. So it's just nice, and it's very handy to use. So, and Brad, during COVID, we had to do it a little different. Remember, one time we actually were in a room by ourselves, and everybody else was outside. We did like a drive-in.
Yeah.
And Walmart, remember, provided the snacks, the candy.
It was.
Candy and popcorn.
And
Wasn't bad.
it was. But it was at the same time. It was just like, we have to be in a room by ourselves. They're like, gotta go in there. No, but
do you remember
it was early on, and so nobody was sure.
But it was amazing that we continued. The show went on.
Mm-hmm.
We did do it. I mean, we went ahead and had the election, because we had to be very, creative, and it was a stressful time because we had a lot of poll workers that didn't want to be compromised. So that was something, too, to get the poll workers, to get everybody involved, and also to do it. And do you remember I'll never forget the hand sanitizer. That was like none other. That was not your normal hand sanitizer.
No, it was strong. It was it took layers of skin off.
I know.
There's sanitizer on the desk, so I was like,
it's a big thing.
But
that's a different kind. Yeah, the kind that we had. Yeah,
that's important to to remember that democracy goes on.
It does.
It's still, you find a way to do it, and the team here in Washington County, and they do a great job, and there wasn't anything going to keep the election from happening or people having access to vote and things like that. So good. It's a good thing.
All right, and Brad, also going on, I did see this week, and I got to give a big shout out to the master gardeners, because around the courthouse, they plant the tulips. They plant them now. They were planting them, and then of course in the spring, all those beautiful tulips that we all just love. So then we'll have some beautiful tulips coming up in the spring, and they dig those up, and then they sell some of them, and then they put the others back in the ground.
That's pretty cool.
I thought that was just...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know Jana is one of those, and there's, I don't want to leave anybody out, I just know Jana, but that whole group, they put so much love into around the square and the courthouse and everything, so it's very appreciative, and it's like you think about it, you almost can kind of take it for granted. You drive through there and they're blooming and everything, but there's been a lot of love and work going into that, and so hats off to all of them.
Absolutely, yeah. And I do want to say, you guys have had some events going on at Walmart, and you've done a bunch of fundraising for Riley's Children's Hospital. And while we're waiting for our precincts to come in, but I do want to give Walmart a big shout out for that. And I love the compassion. I love the all of the help, and I think that anybody, and we have so many children in our community that are Riley children. Yeah. And I love that Walmart gets behind.
Yeah. And we're very blessed. We've got Alicia and Missy, who are our Riley, team captains, and they're our champions for us here in Salem, and they do such great work. But it's one of those things that it's just easy to support. It's easy to get behind, and it's just everybody knows a Riley kid. They may not be a relative, but them, or a family that was touched, or helped, and so that's important. But we're just, we're proud to be in the community, but we're proud of the things that we give back. Yeah, and that's Riley is one of those that, So, and it's fun events. We've been having the UTV rides and Jeep rides and things like that.
Well, we just did a big Halloween candy.
Did a Halloween candy give out, so that was fun.
And it was kind of you talk about nobody going to break my stride. It was a rainy.
It started out rainy.
Yeah.
But it cleared off, and hats off to the folks, to all kinds of associates that stood out there in the rain, and then they were glad to see it. So it's important, and Riley is just a great group. But like I said, Alicia and Missy, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out.
No.
They are just they are catalysts for doing a lot of things. And of course, Mike King, the store manager, that's his near and dear to his heart. That's the reason that we get so much support there too. So we're very lucky.
Yeah, well, and we do appreciate that. I just seen someone say, "Come on, Gibson."
They're voting for Gibson.
Yeah, they're saying who's going to come in first.
Who was that? Do you know?
No, but what's funny though is I feel like we're now we're doing the race horses. You know what I mean? We need number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Who you throwing your hat in the ring for?
Yeah.
So we've got Gibson.
Oh, you're stepping
Vernon and Brown. And who were you guessing?
I was saying Monroe. I was thinking Monroe's coming in strong.
So
I don't know why.
There's anybody else on there that wants to throw in.
Here's how you need to figure it out, though, too. Who has less construction to go around, right? Because we have a lot of construction going on in our community. Yeah. So, you have to kind of bob and weave a little bit.
Is there a polling place that has a helicopter?
Yeah, who can?
That'll be the first one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Well, I think and again, the construction, it's all good. You know what I mean? We're not complaining. We're only explaining because it will be a good thing. And I know it's very inconvenient, and I really feel for a lot of the houses. You know what I mean? I think the neighborhoods have really had a lot of more traffic than what they have really wanted, so to speak, but it is a good thing, and they're doing it right. They're putting in new pipes. And these pipes will last. I think they've been in there for like 50 years or so. I mean years. Maybe even longer. I can't remember what the amount is. So they've lasted. So then they're doing it right, and so then this is the state project. I know a lot of people have really been with the city, but it is a state project. And again, we are very blessed that the state saw our community and decided to give, the money to the community.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing.
And we're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah, and
so.
as soon as that's open, we'll forget.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Construction.
Well, you go back. Let's go back first of all to the of course, the latest would be the roundabout, and now everybody loves the roundabout. And then even the bypass. Remember, there was some, on that. And you and I took a little bit of birthing pains out there to the east side.
I think I just saw a precinct come in, and they're going back to the office to drop their stuff off. So
yay!
They have something soon.
Yay! We should all.
We may have missed some because I wasn't looking for the whole time. So, but I did notice that was a group, and I couldn't tell where they were from.
Who was it? That come in? Yeah. Well, I asked some of them to stick their heads in and wave at us. So we'll see if we do. But it's funny because they'll have a sleepy head. Everybody's. I think experiencing that for sure. So I've actually had more coffee, and I'm a coffee drinker, and so I've had more coffee than I normal.
Yeah.
So that's.
I've been on the. Well, I started this morning coffee.
Yeah.
When I first got to work, but I've been on the Mountain Dew Zero.
Oh.
All day.
Yeah, doing the do. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
And then right before I got here, I chugged a Coke Zero. So I've had plenty of caffeine.
Yeah. Well, I probably need to do a little more water today.
Me too. But
I do want to say, so I was at the fairgrounds, and I got to give a shout out to Cindy Ragland, if she's listening. She kept my coffee cup full, and I really appreciated that. And anybody that just keeps filling your coffee cup up, that just I didn't want to leave, Brad.
Yeah.
I had to leave to go to a coffee club, but I didn't want to leave because that was a good thing. Whenever she just kept filling it up. We do have, of course, I do want to say we'll have the Republicans, we'll have the Democrats, and the Independent too. So we've got, and then of course in the write-ins too. So yeah. Are you getting messages?
Yeah, someone messaged me, and I sent them a message back. So just as soon as they answer that, then we'll
let you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll just need some
So
clarification.
we are at the Justice Center, and behind us you can see the courtroom, and we want to thank you for tuning in this evening, I guess we're into evening now, and thank you for your time, but we will get the results as soon as they start coming in, and usually they do start coming in pretty fast, so we'll let you know. We think that there is one precinct that is on campus right now at this time. One is in the buildings at least, and then they hopefully will all start piling in. And I'm thinking for some reason Monroe will be first, but no.
No.
Do you know something I don't know?
No. But it's not going to be Monroe.
It's not going to be Monroe.
No. Okay. It's none of the three that any of the viewer chose or we chose. That won't probably come in. So
we'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Anyway, so and again, the election results that we do give will be unofficial until 7 days, and we're going to find out a little bit more about that. And thank you, I appreciate that. And
Super Mario.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Watching us, and I see Stephanie walking around. I think we got a precinct coming towards us.
Oh,
so yay!
We do.
So we will take her with open arms. So, yay! All right, yay!
Yay!
All right.
I figured there'd be more of a cheer.
Cheer! Yeah! Hooray!
Okay, this is Washington 1 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Coming.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Are we ready?
We are
ready.
Yes.
Okay. Washington 1. Sorry. Got to look at the form here. All right. So Washington 1 in Republican straight ticket. There was 132 ballots cast for straight party Republican. Democrat party straight ticket. There was 21 cast, and there were 0 straight tickets for Libertarian. So that total was, total cast between those straight parties, 153. So United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, he had 368 votes. His challenger, Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 88 votes. And James Seniak, Libertarian, 9 votes there. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, Republican, he has 333 votes. Destiny Wells, Democrat, 106. And Jeff Moore, 9. Auditor of the State, Tara Klutz, Republican, has 346 votes. Zanae Brooks has 94, the Democrat there, and John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 11. Treasurer for the state, Republican Daniel Elliott has 346 votes. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, 103. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, 351 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, 103. And Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, 13. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, 351. Kathleen Forte, 108, the Democrat there. State Representative District 9, Jim Lucas, the Republican, 352. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, 104. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, he is unopposed with 393. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, unopposed with 374. Prosecuting Attorney, unopposed, Tara Coates Hunt, 383. County Auditor, again, unopposed, a Republican, 384. County Recorder, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 375. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, the Republican, he has 406 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 46 votes. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 17. County Assessor, the Republican is unopposed, Sherry Wingler, 396 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, 395. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, 42. County Council, District 1, Gerald Fleming is unopposed at 379. Township Trustee, Washington Township, Joshua Anderson, Republican, 377. Township Advisory Board, there are 3, vote for 3, and there's only 3 on the ballot. Randy Bills, Republican, with 254. Bruce Snyder, a Republican, with 226. Norman Souter with 230. Salem School Board Member at Large, so it's 3. So Rodney Bruff has got 262 votes. Jason Cockrell, 97. James Hobbs, 34. Stephen Motzinger, 247. Aaron Spedchaki, 179. Ty Sweeney, 154. Donald Ward Sr., 37. Rebecca White, 196. Indiana Court of Appeals to retain Judge Nancy Vadic, yes, has 230 votes, and no, 126. And to retain Judge Leanna Westman, yes, 241, 113 no's. That is Washington 1. Which one is this? Okay. We're ready for Washington 3. Straight party ticket, Republicans, 187. Democrat, 24. Libertarian, 1. Todd Young for United States Senator, Republican, 458. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 98. James Seniak, 9 as the Libertarian there. Secretary of State, Republican Diego Morales has 425. In Washington 3, Destiny Wells, 122. Jeff Moore, 20, the Libertarian there. Auditor of the State, Tara Klutz, Republican, 454. Zanae Brooks, the Democrat, 103. Libertarian John Andrew Schick with 15. Treasurer for the state, Republican Daniel Elliott has 448 votes. Jessica McClellan has 123. United States Representative District 9, Republican Aaron Houchin with 442 votes. Democrat Matthew Fife with 104, and Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 22. Gary Byrne, the Republican for State Senator in District 47, has 456 votes. Kathleen Forte with 116, the Democrat there in that race. State Representative District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 456 votes there, and Chad Harmon has 115. He is the Democrat. Larry Medlock and Dustin Houchin, though they are unopposed. Tara Coates Hunt is unopposed, and she got 489 votes for the Republican in that race. Kyra Stevenson is unopposed, 503 for the county auditor election candidate, and county recorder Terry Graves, a Republican, 493. All of them are opposed. Washington County Sheriff Brent Miller, Republican. He got 491 votes in Washington 3. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 70 votes, and Max Green with 14, the Libertarian there. Sherry Wingler, the county assessor, unopposed, with 505, the Republican there. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, 488 votes. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, with 54. County Council Member, District 3, Preston Shell, the Republican, with 426. Rhonda Ann Green, the Libertarian, with 113. Township Trustee Josh Anderson is unopposed. The Republican got 494 votes there. For Township Advisory Board, Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Souter, all three were on the ballot, and it's vote for three. They had 363, 330, and 301 votes respectively. Salem School Board Member at Large, three will come out of this, but Rodney Broof got 272 votes, Jason Cockrell with 119, James Hobbs with 68, Stephen Motsinger with 269, Spud Chucky with 225, Ty Sweeney with 214, and Donald Ward Sr. with 30, and Rebecca White with 261. And on yes, retaining Nancy Vedic, judge, 319 yes, 148 no. Indiana Court of Appeals, to retain Judge Leanna Weissman, yes, 331, no, 135.
Do Washington County 4.
Okay. Washington County 4. Straight Republican ticket, 96. Straight Democrat ticket, 21. Straight Libertarian, 1. For United States Senator, Todd Young, the Republican, 279. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, 66. And James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 9. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, the Republican, with 275. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 71. Chet Moore, the Libertarian, with 11. For Auditor, Tara Klutz, Republican, 286. Zanai Brooks with 65. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 7. Treasurer of the State, Daniel Elliott with 283. He is a Republican in that race. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, with 73. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, 281 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat there, at 66. And Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, at 13. Gary Burns, State Senator, District 47, the Republican, 294 votes to the Democrat, Kathleen Forte, with 69. State Representative, District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, 286. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, with 71. And Larry Medlock and Dustin Houchin were unopposed in their categories, but they got 300 votes for Larry Medlock and 291 for Dustin Houchin. Tara Hunt, she has unopposed. She had 306 votes. Kyra Stevenson for auditor, she was unopposed, and she has 299 votes. County Recorder Terry Graves, the Republican, unopposed, 298 there. For Washington County Sheriff in Washington 4, Brent Miller, Republican, 300 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 48 votes. Max Green, Libertarian, 16 votes. County Assessor, Sherry Wingler, 314 votes. She's unopposed. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, with 297. Tommy Brown III with 38. County Council Member, District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, the Republican, with 300. David Norton, the Libertarian, with 35. Township Trustee, Josh Anderson, unopposed, 297. Township Advisory Board, all three are going to go through. Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Souter there. School Board, Salem School Board member at large. The three top vote getters come out of there, but for Washington 4, Rodney Bruff with 197, Jason Cockrell with 73, James Hobbs with 25, Stephen Montsinger with 198, Spud Chalky with 131, Ty Sweeney with 122, Donald Ward Sr. with 30, and Rebecca White with 155. Indiana Court of Appeals to retain Nancy Vadic, 186 yes to 104 no, and to retain Judge Leanna Weissman, 191 yes, 98 no.
Gibson.
Thank you. Gibson is in.
And we're in the state of Gibson.
In the state of Gibson. So just to recap real quick, and we'll get with these. When you're looking at United States Senator Todd Young is maintaining his lead there. Erin Houchin, United States District 9, she is maintaining her lead there. Jim Lucas, District 69 State Representative, he's maintaining a consistent lead there. Gary Byrne, for State Senator, he's maintaining a consistent lead there. And Brent Miller, incumbent Republican sheriff, is maintaining a lead in his race. All right, Gibson, Republican Party straight party voting, 95 for the Republicans, 38 for the Democrats, and 1 for the Libertarian. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 223 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, with 88. James Sheniak, the Libertarian, with 7. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, 200 votes. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, 101. And Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, with 14. So, Tara Klutz, an Auditor of State. Tara Klutz, the Republican, 222. Sinai Brooks, 86. And John Andrews Schick with 8. And Treasurer of the State, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, with 220. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 98. United States Representative District 9, Erin Houchin, the Republican, 229. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, 81. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, 9. State Senator District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, 228. The Democrat there, Kathleen Forte, is at 91. State Representative District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 226. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, with 94. Judge of Circuit Court, again, Larry Medlock was unopposed. He got 260 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, unopposed, 251. Tara Hunt is unopposed for the prosecuting attorney of the Republican, got 248 votes. Republican Kyra Stevenson in the unopposed county auditor race got 254. County recorder, again, Republican Terry Graves, unopposed, 249. Washington County Sheriff Brent Miller, the Republican, with 236 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 58. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 23. Sherry Winkler, County Assessor, she was unopposed. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 226 to Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, at 46. County Council Member, District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, the Republican, with 242 votes. David Norton, the Libertarian, with 50. Rachel Wishmeyer for Township Trustee in Gibson, unopposed, 269. Township Advisory Board, Dorothy Fleener, Steve Johnson, and Nathan Robinson all will make it through. They got 160, 165, and 122 votes, respectively. Salem School Board Member at Large, Rodney Bruff, 97, Jason Cockrell, 50, James Hobbs, 43, Stephen Montsinger, 121, Aaron Spud Chalky, 91, Ty Sweeney, 108, Donald Ward Sr., 22, Rebecca White, 140. To retain Judge Vadic, yes, 151, no, 78. To retain Judge Weissman, yes was 159 to no, 70. All right. What was that one?
This was Gibson.
That was Gibson. Okay, we're ready for Madison. All right, straight ticket. Republicans 42, Democrat 8, Libertarian 0. United States Senator Todd Young, the Republican, 125 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, 25. James Steniak, 8, the Libertarian candidate there. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, the Republican, he got 120 votes. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 37. Jeff Moore, the Libertarian, with 3. For Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, the Republican, 125. Zanai Brooks, the Democrat, with 30. And John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 4. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, 128 votes. To Jessica McClellan, the Democrats, 30 votes. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 120 votes. Matthew Fyfe, the Democrat, with 31 votes. And Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 8 votes. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, 128 votes. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, 31 votes. State Representative, District 65, Chris May, the Republican, 127 votes. Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, 31. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, was unopposed, 138 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, unopposed with 134 votes. Again, Tara Hunt is unopposed in the prosecuting attorney's race. She is a Republican. She got 134 votes. Kyra Stevenson, the Republican candidate, unopposed for county auditor, got 135. Terry Graves, the Republican candidate, unopposed for county recorder, got 134 votes. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 121 votes. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 27 votes. Max Green, the Libertarian, 12 votes. County Assessor Sherry Wingler, the Republican, was unopposed with 136 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, he got 125 votes. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, with 21 votes. County Council Member, District 2, Forrest Joe Walker Jr., Republican, unopposed with 135 votes. Township Trustee, Madison Township, Lee Badger, the Republican, unopposed with 136 votes. Township Advisory Board, all 3 goes through, Brian Blevins, Sharon Dennis, Tammy Worley, they got 92, 88, and 61 votes respectively. West Washington School Board member, Brown Township, Adam Brown was unopposed, but he got 96 votes. For West Washington School Board member in Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed, and she got 104. And Washington County School Board member, Town of Campbellsburg, unopposed, Claude Combs, got 93 votes. West Washington School Board member at large, Tim Barksdale, got 74 votes, and Justin Davidson got 49. So Tim Barksdale has the lead there. Indiana Court of Appeals to retain Judge Vedic, yes, 76, no, 39. And to retain Leanna Weissman, yes, 79, and no, 36.
All right. Yay, 5 precincts in, Bradley.
You guys write all that down?
Yeah, we'll report at the end, right?
Yes,
I guess I want to test at the end. But that was 5 precincts in, and so we knew that. They would just keep rolling. They just, keep going. And of course, this is actually, I think there's 23 precincts. Right?
There is. I said 13 earlier.
Yeah, I heard you. I didn't want to correct you, but I was trying to show you that number.
Yeah.
But anyway, it gets confusing.
Yeah.
13, 23, it's easy.
I knew there was some
anyway,
3 in
you
there.
did a fantastic job.
Aren't you glad there's not like 123?
Yeah, right. So we have 5 of the 23, and if we do another 5, and then, this night will go pretty fast.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, some of the races, it's hard to say at this point, and you never know, and that's the thing. Every vote matters. Every vote counts.
Yeah, and you may have one precinct that has higher totals for one candidate and higher for another in another one, because it all depends on what area of the county that the actual votes are coming from. So
yeah, well, and I think I think it's interesting to see how many actually have stepped out. There's some new names.
Yeah,
and that's exciting for sure.
And I think a takeaway for us as of now with this lull, the incumbent Republican Senator Todd Young, he maintains his lead, and Secretary of State, the Republican Diego Morales, he's maintaining his lead. And our local Erin Houchin, who's running for the open seat in District 9 here in Washington County, she's has a strong lead right now. So
yeah, and I think she's celebrating. I think they are anyway all together doing some wonderful celebrating tonight. So good for her, but if she is listening and she happens to go.
Well, she's probably busy, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But, you can do it.
Yeah.
I can hold on to that, right? But anyway, so this is 5 of the 23 precincts. And I believe they will just keep rolling in, and we'll keep Brad, you're doing so good. Encouraging you there, yeah. So anyway, and it looks a little different than what it has been.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't have a rolling total. And
no, I know. This is a little different than what we're kind of used to.
Everybody needs pens and paper.
Yeah, and I do want to say you did wonderful on the new format. It's a little bit of different on the format, and you did great.
And I think if anybody out there is wondering, even on the unopposed races, that's important, and we want to get their names out there and their vote totals as well.
Yeah,
because that's important too. Just because they're not opposed in the election, we want to make sure that to get their hard work out there.
They have a mama that loves them too. They want to hear their name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is true. So yeah.
So anyway, so we are up here. We're at the Justice Center, and Brad Gilbert and Becky White, and we are. Actually, anyway, hopefully not too late at tonight, but anyway, giving you election coverage, and this is official ballots for the Washington County general election, and we had a lot of problems with people trying to remember, or trying to, if they didn't vote in the primary, could they vote in the general? And of course, we know that that's true. You can do that,
right?
And then we had a lot of people that were checking to make sure that they were registered to vote, and I know that that the word they got out there, and they really tried to work to make sure everybody was registered to vote.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just that matter of maybe their family hasn't been a voting family, and you just kind of got to kind of get that new generation going.
Right, and it's an easy process. I mean,
is,
they made not only access to voting once you're registered pretty amazingly open and available, but the actual registering to vote is an easy process, and you can. Also, we are a voter ID state, so as long as you have your ID, then you can rest assured that there's no, drawbacks to voting. It's a simple process.
Right. And we were here in the primary. That was something we had asked everyone to remember to bring their driver's license or bring some kind of identity, and that's something that that's one more step in just staying transparent and staying. Making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I think sometime I'm gonna vote with my passport, so
I love that.
Look at that. Depending on how the broadcast.
Maybe, they might be ready for us to go. Is that right?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
But I do want to say how nice it is in the clerk's office for allowing us to be up here and to get the opportunity to give the results. And we're giving them as soon as, I believe Madison came in first, but Gibson wants some credit for how early they were.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, it was. We were handed Madison first, but Gibson was right there with us.
Absolutely. So they were. Yeah,
right
they were right there.
Leader,
so they made top 4 precincts in.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah, someone said
we'll do that.
That we need to make sure we give them recognition. So we'll give you recognition.
I think my precinct's still on the road.
Well, they had to go through all that construction.
Yeah, all the construction. So
but
anyway.
Election, it's we had a beautiful day for election, and the turnout was good. The you couldn't ask for we've been so spoiled with this fall weather.
Yeah.
And and if it doesn't
have a lot of rain.
No.
We had a chance to have beautiful trees and leaves.
Yeah. And I do want to say it's fun, here in town even, like the deer. We have so much deer.
Oh, I know.
And and so on the way actually, there were these 2 does. And they I think they were pets. They were just hanging out.
So if they're in the city
I definitely think they're a
works?
pet. And they were just hanging out, hello girls, hello ladies. Yeah. And just waited for them to cross. And they did. And onward ho, they went on about their business. And right there in people's yard. I think it's getting, it's okay,
I live in a place where
I ain't
we
even
don't,
mad.
if you have a, during deer season, if you have a deer go through your yard, there's probably going to be something mounted on your wall a few months later.
You live a little bit out, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's, But I did have actually, that area when you're coming from the Mitchell area to Salem, there's that area there, and I just really, the deer are just this huge buck. And I would have, every man in our county would have been totally jealous. If I got that
pictures and said, look what I saw.
If I had got that buck, I promise you I would have probably jumped out and beat my own chest.
There you go. Another one.
Look what I got. But I didn't want to do that. So but he was in no hurry because he was bigger and he was older.
He doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have to be. Yeah. So
he's earned that. He's earned that. So remind everybody where they can listen to us and watch us on tonight's coverage. Yeah, we are on 97.9 FM, 12:20 AM on your dial, WSLM. We also are on YouTube. We also are on Facebook and the website. So I think we got it pretty well covered. Yeah.
I think,
So as soon as this is over, you can go back to listening to Christmas music.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I've enjoyed that. Yeah, definitely. I think actually, if you like starting, we've started just a few days ago, all the way till Christmas. I think that you could almost not play any repeats. I mean, there's that many Christmas songs because there's so many different groups that do them. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I love it when a rock and roll band. I'll never forget country-born DJ Ritchie. We did a Christmas special, and here he is, a rock and roll guy and everything, but he did "Mary Did You Know."
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, and it just like, and it was just, and I just love that. It was so unexpected, and he rocked it, obviously. But I love it whenever the different groups do, and of course we know the Eagles have got some different Christmas albums. Dolly Parton, boy, she's just rocking too. She's got some. I think she's got a new Christmas actual show, and I will say that hi Brad, yeah,
hey,
hi Brad,
hey.
Hi.
How are you? She's one of my favorite humans.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, and then, but going back to the Hallmark Channel now, they've started. Yeah, I know. And I've never been...
You lost me right there.
Well, I do want to say that that Candace that was on Full House, Candace, she was DJ. Mm-hmm. She actually has started her own channel. We've been talking about it a lot on Coffee Club, and we're getting a high. And so she's been talking about it a lot. So she's actually got her own channel, and I've been really watching that, and that's got Christmas shows on it, and it's there's going to be, you kind of know, there's going to be a meeting, there's going to be a conflict, and then they'll bring you back together.
It's the same thing.
And a lot of the characters are the same
people from like random. I could explain everyone and save you a lot of viewing hours. No offense, I love Christmas time and all that stuff, but people from wherever, they don't know each other. One of them goes to their hometown and meets a stranger. Yeah. They get together. There is a conflict. There's
always going to be a conflict,
And then all of a sudden at the end, they're back together in time to light the Christmas tree.
Exactly.
Or Christmas Day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
And, and we talked about this morning on Coffee Club.
I'm going to get some grief. So
I know. And here's the thing, Brad, is that usually the guy in the suit is going to have to lose to the guy in the flannel. Right.
So and just so you know, and granted, I don't spend all my time watching those.
Yeah, that's Brad. What are you doing? I'm watching Hallmark.
You've watched two, and you got it. It's like she starts out with the well-dressed guy, and then she ends up with the guy
in the flannel. In the flannel, yeah, he's putting with
out here in Washington County. That's good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
I'm not.
No, we're not saying Yeah,
see, I know I like Gina. She agrees with me. So.
Yeah, well, I said the same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know how it's going to happen.
So you could ration yourself to one a week, and then listen to Christmas music the rest of the time.
I like that. I do. And I do want to say, though, that if you look at one more thing about
People are trying
Oh,
to
about
tune
the
in
holiday.
today.
I know, the holiday channel. Okay, I don't, have any ties to this, but I just started watching it. Well, I have friends that like watch this, and then I'm like, why do you watch it? Now I understand. So I'm like the fish that got hooked. Anyway, but you have to give attention to detail because everything is decorated. Like, it all looks like a Hallmark card. You know what I mean? Everything was decorated. Like, they had a stable. And I don't know a horse, that one that would appreciate all of that beautiful garland, you know what I mean? That this stable, they had it all
They
decorated.
get hungry enough.
So we talked about that. Maybe we should go and see if they would let us help out decorate. I like to decorate.
Yeah, you do.
I do
and
like
you,
to decorate.
You do amazing.
Well,
at it.
I like to do that.
Like,
So
and there's well thought out. So,
Well, and so-
if anybody wants to do a Hallmark movie, just go over and visit with Becky, and you've
I will
got all
help
of
you
it.
decorate, yeah.
Like,
And we can write the play real quick. We can write the story.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
We can.
You don't have to have the controversy. You just have everybody sitting around drinking coffee and eggnog.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, or hot chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the above. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would participate in a Hallmark movie if it was one of the ones at a ski slope.
Ooh, yeah. Do you ski? No.
No. But you can learn. I'm saying I couldn't learn. Actually, I actually
Everyone, we're going to be filming the bunny slope today.
Actually, I like tubing.
Oh yeah, tubing
So that
my thing
counts.
too. Yeah, I like that too. Now I can ski.
The best way to go tubing, though, is to hook it up behind the tractor.
Hey,
and drive to the field. Really.
Well, you
Or
have
behind a boat in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be positive because
Oh,
I'm a
no.
summer guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
But I love Christmas music.
But you're adjusting. Yeah,
Oh.
you're adjusting well.
Oh, there's
Here they go.
like 5 or 6 sheets
Yes.
of paper, and everyone out there is like, thank
We've
you.
hit the goal. Yeah.
Thank you.
We
thank
struck
you.
gold.
Yeah.
And they are pulling them out here. All right. Hello. Thank you. Howard. Vernon. You can smell that fresh ink.
Yeah, so this is Brown County,
Brown.
Allen County.
Okay.
This is the town because Campbellsburg has a town election.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
This is
Okay.
Brown town limits.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're ready for Howard. So straight ticket for Republican, 110. Democrat, straight ticket, 18. Libertarian, 1. United States Senator Todd Young, the Republican, 269. Thomas McDermott, 61, the Democrat there. James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 8. Secretary of State, Republican Diego Morales, 252. Democrat Destiny Wells, 72. And Libertarian Jeffrey Marr, 14. Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, Republican, 260. Zanai Brooks, Democrat, 61. John Andrew Schick, 15, Libertarian there. Treasurer of the State of Indiana, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, 270. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, 65. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, 258. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, 67. Tony Millis, the Libertarian, 15. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 272, to Democrat Kathleen Fortes, 67 votes. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, the Republican in the race, 270. Jason Joe Szymanski, the Democrat, with 64. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, 287. Dustin Houchin, Judge of Superior Court, 277. Both of those are unopposed. Prosecuting Attorney, Tara Hunt, 282. The Republican is unopposed in that. County Auditor, the Republican, Kyra Stevenson, again unopposed, 283. County Recorder, Terry Graves, the Republican, unopposed, 277. County Sheriff, Republican, Brent Miller, with 275 votes. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 52 votes. Max Green, a Libertarian, with 15. County Assessor, Sherry Wingler, 284, unopposed in that race, the Republican there. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, with 276 votes, to Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, with 39 votes. County Council Member, District 2, Republican Forrest Joe Walker Jr. is unopposed with 294 votes. Township Trustee, Howard Township, Kathleen Zelovitz, the Democrat, is unopposed with 180 votes. Township Advisory Board for Howard Township, all three are the winners, but Sheila Stone, David Duff, Earlene Silverthorne with 228, 94, and 111 votes, respectively. West Washington School Board member Brown Township, Adam Brown is unopposed with 212 votes. West Washington School Board member Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed with 235 votes. West Washington School Board member Town of Campbellsburg, Claude Combs, unopposed 223. West Washington School Board member at large, Tim Barksdale has 141 votes to Justin Davidson's 121. Indiana Court of Appeals to retain Judge Nancy Vadic, yes, 190, no, 75. To retain Judge Weissman, yes, 193, no, 71. So that was Howard. Vernon, straight ticket Republican, 64. Democrat, straight ticket, 7. Libertarian, straight ticket, 0. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 196. Thomas McDermott, the Democrat, 35. James Siniak, Libertarian, with 4. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican, 174. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 47. And Jeffrey Moore, Libertarian, with 9. Tara Klutz, an Auditor of State race, the Republican, has 193 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 32 votes. And John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 4. Treasurer in the state of Indiana, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, with 186, to the Democrat, Jessica McClellan's 44. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, has 189 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 34 votes, and Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 10. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, has 188 votes, to Kathleen Fortes, the Democrat there, 44. State Representative, District 65, Chris May, the Republican, with 181 votes, to Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, with 47. Larry Medlock and Dustin Houchin are unopposed in the Circuit Court and Superior Court races, with 208 and 210, respectively. Tara Hunt is unopposed for prosecutor, the Republican, with 203. The Republican Kyra Stevens in the county auditor's race, unopposed with 208. The county recorder race, Terry Graves, the Republican there, unopposed at 197 votes. County sheriff, Brett Miller, the Republican, 196 votes. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 23. Max Green, the Libertarian, 13. County assessor, Sherry Wingler is unopposed. The Republican got 199 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Republican Todd Ewan has 200 votes to Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, 221 votes. County Council Member District 3, Preston Shell, the Republican, with 180 votes to Rhonda Green, the Libertarian, with 45. Township Trustee, Vernon Township, there's one, Marcia Guthrie, unopposed. The Democrat got 156 votes. Township Advisory Board, Vernon Township, there's vote for 3, but only 2 filed. Rhonda Chastain, the Democrat, got 117 votes, and David Ruth, the Democrat, with 101. West Washington School Board member Brown Township, Adam Brown was unopposed there with 148 votes. West Washington School Board member Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed with 157. West Washington School Board member, Town of Campbellsburg, Claude Combs, unopposed with 170 votes. West Washington School Board member at large, Tim Barksdale with 120, and Justin Davidson with 74. And to retain Judge Vadic, yes, 113 to the noes of 54. And to retain Judge Weissman, yes, with 115 to 51 noes. And that was Vernon. So we have Brown, which is not the city of Campbellsburg. This is just Brown Township, and we'll have a separate one for the elections for Campbellsburg after this. Republican Party, straight ticket 80. Democrat Party, straight ticket 12. Libertarian Party, straight ticket 1. United States Senator Todd Young, the Republican, with 174 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat there, with 39. James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 15. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican there, with 166. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 43. And Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, with 17. In the Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, the Republican, got 172 votes to the Democrat, Zanai Brooks, 38, and the Libertarian, John Andrew Schick, had 16. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, with 176 votes. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 47 votes. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 183 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 38 votes, and Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 11. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, got 177 to 47 votes for the Democrat, Kathleen Forte. State Representative, District 65, Chris May, the Republican, with 176 votes. Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, with 48. Judge of Circuit Court, Larry Medlock, unopposed, 184. Judge of Superior Court, Republican Dustin Houchin, 183, also unopposed. Tara Hunt in the prosecuting attorney's race, the Republican unopposed with 184 votes. Kyra Stevenson, county auditor's race, the Republican garnered 184 votes there. County recorder Terry Graves, Republican, again unopposed with 183 votes. Washington County Sheriff Brent Miller, Republican, with 181 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 30. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 20. County Assessor Sherry Wingler, a Republican, unopposed, 187. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, with 180 votes, to Tommy Brown, the third Libertarian, with 32. County Council Member, District 3, Preston Shell, the Republican, with 176 to 42 for the Libertarian candidate of Rhonda Green. Township Trustee, no Democrats filed, just a Republican, Sue Bennett, was unopposed with 197 votes. Township Advisory Board, again, 3 but only 2 filed. Randy Roberts with 156 votes. Gary Chastain with 56 votes. West Washington School Board Member, Brown Township, Adam Brown, unopposed with 136 votes. West Washington School Board Member, Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed with 139. West Washington School Board Member, Town of Campbellsburg, Claude Combs, unopposed, 154. West Washington School Board Member at Large, Tim Barksdale with 100, and Justin Davidson with 75. And to retain Judge Vedic, yes, had 97 to 73 that said no. Indiana Court of Appeals, to retain Judge Weissman, there was 97 yes to 72 no there. And that was Brown Township.
That's 8.
So now this is the city of Campbellsburg, out in Brown Township, the city of Campbellsburg. Republican Party straight ticket 80, Democrat Party straight ticket 12, Libertarian straight party 1. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 174 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, 39. James Seniak, Libertarian, with 15. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, with 166. Democrat Destiny Wells with 43, and Libertarian Jeffrey Moore with 17. In Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, the Republican, with 172, Zanai Brooks, the Democrat, with 38, and John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 16. Treasurer of State, the Republican Daniel Elliott, with 176, Democrat Jessica McClellan, with 47. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 183 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 38. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 11. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, with 177. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, with 47. State Representative, District 65, Chris May, the Republican, with 176. Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, with 48. And Judge of Circuit Court, Larry Medlock, the Republican, unopposed, with 184. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, the Republican, unopposed, 183. Prosecuting Attorney Tara Hunt, the Republican, 184. She was unopposed. Kyra Stevenson, County Auditor, the Republican in the race, was unopposed with 184 votes as well. County Recorder Terry Graves, another Republican, unopposed with 183 votes. County Sheriff Brent Miller, Republican, 181 votes. John Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 30 votes. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 20. County Assessor Sherry Wingler, the Republican, is unopposed with 187 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, is at 180 votes. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, with 32. And County Council Member, District 3, Preston Shell, the Republican, with 176 votes, to Rhonda Ann Green, the Libertarian, 42. Township Trustee Brown Township, Sue Bennett, the Republican, is unopposed with 197 votes. So, Township Advisory Board, Randy Roberts and Gary Chastain, they're both, will go through with 156 and 56 votes. And West Washington School Board Member, Brown Township, Adam Brown, unopposed with 136. Stephanie Kelter for West Washington School Board, Howard Township, with 139. Claude Combs with West Washington School Board Member, Town of Campbellsburg, unopposed at 154. West Washington School Board Member at Large, Tim Barksdale, with 100, and Justin Davidson with 75. To retain Judge Vedic, 97 yeses to 73 noes, and Court of Appeals for Judge Weissman, yes, 97, 72 noes there.
All right, that's 9 precincts.
Yeah. Out of 23.
Yeah, so we're halfway there. We're a little less than half. Not quite half. Not quite half, but they have been rolling in, and I imagine at any moment there'll be more rolling in. Of course, I am shocked at some of these for already getting here. You know, that's a little bit of a drive from Campbellsburg, and again, through the construction, through the year.
We haven't had Salem precincts in yet, right?
No. So, you know, with the here's what we've had so far. We've had Madison, Gibson. That one was Washington 4. Washington 3. Washington 1. Howard. Vernon. Brown. And Brown. Yeah. Campbellsburg. Campbellsburg, which was a little bit, so Campbellsburg actually...
They had some races that were not part of the township races.
Right. So, you know, it makes sense, yeah.
There was some numbers on there for like the school boards that were actually the same. That was Brown Township numbers, but they had some additions that were for City of Campbellsburg, but it's still in Brown Township, so they separated out that way.
Right. And we, this is Becky and this is Brad, or here's Brad with me, and we are actually at the Justice Center right here at the Washington County Justice Center. We're actually in the courtroom, and you can see behind us a beautiful court. I guess all of the court system is beautiful, and we've got actually people in here with us, and everybody's being so quiet. I think everybody's running numbers and doing all that. They're pen and paper and ready to go. So hopefully people are doing it at home too.
Right. And we had asked them earlier, so you guys still liking being in here to get to be? Yeah. Can you make some noise so that people can hear you? There you go.
You know, I've seen...
We woke them up. There was a couple that were like, I've been working hard all day.
Yeah, I think I've seen several of them out, and I think that, you know, it was from a cool morning, a brisk morning, starting off your morning. Of course, there wasn't rain, and so we were thankful about that. We're not complaining, just explaining. So, had a cool morning, then went into it, had a beautiful day, and then a little bit later on, the sun started going down a little bit, and it started getting a little more cooler. So we were kind of in the shade there too. So
I think I heard somebody say earlier that as soon as the sun went down, that just the bottom dropped out. So
I thought it was fun. You know, some of the early morning poll, not poll workers, but people, the candidates and their groups had heaters. I was very impressed at, you know, some of the, you know, that they do for deer hunting, you know, and all the things that they use were people were using, and I'm sure that people had it from Walmart, those hand warmers, you know, those that, you know, heat warmers. Hot hands. Well, you know, I think we were all so cold that anybody was. So I got tickled because I saw one with a heater, and I thought, well, that's the way to do it. Somebody living right. Somebody knows how to do that.
Yeah. They have those new heated. Oh, here comes some more papers. And it's always good when there's like a big old stack.
Yeah, Stephanie's got like an armful. Yeah. Looks like a bouquet of flowers. It's a bouquet of trees. It's paper.
It's on recycled paper.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I think it's 35 cents each copy of the ballots, that is. I don't know how much this is, yeah.
Okay.
Yay. I feel like we're like, you know, like gamblers, like hit us, keep hitting us.
Take another.
Yeah, take another.
Go. We've got Salem coming in. Wow.
You ask and you shall receive. So that's 12. That was 8 here, right? 12.
All right.
13. So we got 13.
Well, this says 15 of 20.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're heading on. Okay.
Okay.
Salem 1. Republican Party, straight ticket, 110. Democrat Party, straight ticket, 24. Libertarian, straight ticket, 1. United States Senator Todd Young, the Republican, with 251 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, 88. James Seniak, the Libertarian, with 18. Secretary of State, the Republican Diego Morales, with 234 votes. Democrat Destiny Wells has 102. And Libertarian candidate Jeffrey Moore with 20. Tara Klutz in the Auditor of State race, the Republican has 254 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 84. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 20. For State Treasurer, Republican Daniel Elliott with 254. The Democrat Jessica McClellan with 99. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 246 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 94. Tommy Millis, the Libertarian, with 19. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, with 258, to the Democrat, Kathleen Fortes, 101. State Representative, District 9, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 252, Chad Harmon, the Democrat, with 102. Judges Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, unopposed, the Republican, 296. Judges Superior Court, the Republican, Dustin Houchin, unopposed, with 282. Tara Coates Hunt and the Republican for Prosecuting Attorney, unopposed, 291 votes. Kyra Stevenson, County Auditor, Republican, again unopposed, with 291 votes. County Recorder, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 290 votes. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 274 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 60 votes. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 27. Sherry Wingler, County Assessor, unopposed, Republican, 291 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, 272 votes. Tommy Brown, the 3rd, Libertarian, with 66 votes. County Council Member, District 1, Gerald Fleming, the Republican, is unopposed, 290 votes. Township Trustee, Washington Township, the Republican, Josh Anderson, unopposed there, 289. Township Advisory Board, Washington Township, all 3, Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Souter, will go through. They got 205, 179, and 178 votes, respectively. Salem School Board, Member at Large, 3, the top 3 vote getters are the winners. Rodney Bruff, 145, Jason Cockrell, 99, James Hobbs, 45, Stephen Montzinger, 198, Aaron Spud Shockey, 100, Ty Sweeney with 131, Donald Ward Sr. with 30, Rebecca White with 182. To retain Nancy Vadic, Judge, Court of Appeals there, yes, 201, 89 no. To retain Indiana Court of Appeals 1st District, Leanna Weissman, the judge was voted to retain there in 211 to 77 no's. So that was Salem 1. Salem 2, Republican Party straight ticket, 100 votes. Democrat Party straight ticket, 23 votes. Libertarian Party straight ticket, 0 votes. United States Senator, again, this is Salem 2. United States Senator, Republican, Todd Young with 253 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat in the race there with 81. James Seniak, Libertarian candidate, has 9. Secretary of State, Republican Diego Morales with 227 votes. Democrat Destiny Wells with 101. And Jeffrey Marr, the Libertarian candidate, with 15 votes there. Auditor for State, Tara Klutz, the Republican, with 247 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 87. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, in that race with 8 votes. Treasurer for the state of Indiana, Daniel Elliott, Republican, 241 votes. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 99 votes. Indiana, U.S. District 9 State Representative, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 238 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 90. And Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 17. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, with 247. To the Democrat, Kathleen Forte, she had 97 in that race. State Representative, District 69, Jim Lucas, Republican, 242. Chad Harmon, Democrat, 96. Larry Medlock for Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit. The Republican is unopposed, 295 votes. Dustin Houchin, Judge of Superior Court, the Republican unopposed there, 286 votes. Tara Coates Hunt, the prosecuting attorney, Republican candidate, she is unopposed with 286 votes. Kyra Stevenson, county auditor, the Republican unopposed there as well with 300. County recorder, Terry Graves, the Republican unopposed with 294 votes. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 266 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 53. Max Green, the Libertarian, with 25. Sherry Wingler, County Assessor, the Republican is unopposed and has 298 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, 265 votes. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, with 57 votes. County Council Member, District 2, Forrest Joe Walker Jr., Republican unopposed, 285. Township Trustee, Washington Township, Joshua Anderson, the Republican. He is unopposed with 285 votes there. Township Advisory Board, Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Sauter, all, there are only 3 on the ballot, and it's vote for 3. So there's 194, 165, and 168 votes, respectively. All right. Salem School Board Member at Large. Top 3 are the winners. Rodney Bruff, 148. Jason Cockrell, 63. James Hobbs, 43. Stephen Montsinger, 169. Aaron Spud Chalky, 132. Ty Sweeney with 137. Donald Warren Sr. with 18, and Rebecca White with 148. To retain Judge Vedic, yes was 176, no was 98. And to retain Judge Weissman, yes was 179, and no was 95. That was Salem 2. Salem 3, straight Republican Party ticket, 124. Democrat straight voting ticket, 30, and Libertarian straight ticket was 2. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 327 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, 125. James Seniak, the Libertarian, with 25. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican, with 302. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 146. Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, with 27. Auditor of State Tara Klutz, Republican, with 324 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 122 votes. John Andrew Schick with 26, and he's the Libertarian in that race. Treasurer of the State, Daniel Elliott, the Republican, with 326 votes, and Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 140. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 313 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 144 votes. Tanya Mullis, the Libertarian, with 30. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, with 332. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, with 146. State Representative, District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 327. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, with 149. Larry Medlock, Judge of Circuit Court, unopposed, the Republican, got 405 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Republican Dustin Houchin, unopposed, with 373 votes. Prosecuting Attorney, Tara Coates Hunt, unopposed, the Republican, 382 votes. Republican Kyra Stevenson is unopposed in the county auditor's race, 388 votes. And Republican Terry Graves, County Recorder, unopposed in that race, 383. For Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 382 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 70 votes. Max Green, Libertarian, 34 votes. County Assessor, Republican Sherry Wingler, unopposed with 398 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, with 371 votes. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian candidate, with 73. County Council Member, District 3, Preston Shell, the Republican, with 337 votes. Rhonda Ann Green, the Libertarian, with 111. Township Trustee, Washington Township, Republican Josh Anderson was unopposed with 387 votes. Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Souter, all three are going to be on the Township Advisory Board for Washington Township. They got 281, 238, and 227 votes, respectively. Salem School Board Member at Large, top three vote getters are the winners. Rodney Brough, 241. Jason Cockrell, 107. James Hobbs, 67. Stephen R. Motsinger, 222. Aaron Shockey, 148. Ty Sweeney, 188. Donald Ward Sr., 38. And Rebecca Becky White, 211. To retain Judge Vedic, yes was 253, no 123. To retain Judge Weissman, yes was 263, no 112. So we've got two more here, but we've got 15 precincts out of 23.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're more than halfway.
Yeah. Salem 4, Republican Party, straight ticket, 119. The Democrat, straight ticket, 19. Libertarian, straight ticket, 2. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 312. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 97. James Siniak, Libertarian, 9. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, 293. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, 107. Jeff Moore, Libertarian, with 12. Auditor of State Tara Klutz, Republican, 308. Sinai Brooks, Democrat, with 92. John Andrew Schick, Libertarian, with 11. Treasurer of State Daniel Elliott, Republican, with 310 votes. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 101. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, the Republican, with 298 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 94. And Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 20. State Senator District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 314 votes. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, 106. State Representative District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, 309. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, 101. Larry Medlock for Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, unopposed Republican with 350 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, a Republican, unopposed with 337 votes. Prosecuting Attorney Tara Coates Hunt, unopposed Republican, 340 votes. Kyra Stevenson, the unopposed Republican from County Auditor's race, 353. County Recorder's race, the Republican Terry Graves, unopposed with 338 votes. Washington County Sheriff Brent Miller, Republican, 332 votes. John Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, with 76, and Max Green, with Libertarian, with 12. County Assessor Sherry Wingler, Republican, unopposed, 347 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, the Republican, with 331. Tommy Brown III, the Libertarian, with 59. County Council Member, District 1, Republican Gerald Fleming, unopposed, 337 votes. Township Trustee, Washington Township, the Republican Josh Anderson is unopposed with 336 votes. Township Advisory Board, 246 for Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, 224, and Norman Souter with 232. There was only 3 on the ballot. All 3 will be on the Washington Township Advisory Board. Salem School Board Member at large, 3 top vote getters go through. Rodney Brough with 226, Jason Cockrell with 84, James Hobbs with 58, Stephen Motsinger with 226, Aaron Spud Shockey with 117, Ty Sweeney with 160, Donald Ward Sr. with 32, and Rebecca Becky White with 164. To retain Judge Vedic, yes, 231 to 95 no. To retain Judge Weissman, yes, 238 to 91 no. So that would be Salem 4. Okay, we're ready for Posey. Republican Straight Party 200, Democrat Party 58, Libertarian Party 1. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 363 votes. Todd McDermott Jr., the Democrat, with 111. And James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 17. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican, with 338. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 130. And Jeff Moore, the Libertarian, with 22. Auditor of State Tara Klutz, the Republican, 354. Zanai Brooks, the Democrat, 110. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 24. Treasurer of State Daniel Elliott, the Republican, with 364. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 122. United States Representative District 1 Aaron Houchin, Republican, 369 votes. Matthew Fife, Democrat, 109 votes. And Tanya Mullis, the Libertarian, with 16. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, the Republican, 369 votes. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, 124 votes. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, the Republican, 371 votes. Jason Joe Szymanski, the Democrat, with 116. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, the Republican, unopposed, 401 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, the Republican, unopposed, 389 votes. Tara Hunt, Prosecuting Attorney, unopposed Republican, 384 votes. County Auditor, Republican Kyra Stevenson, unopposed, 389 votes. County Recorder, the Republican Terry Graves, unopposed, 388 votes. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 355 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 119. Max Green, Libertarian, 20. Sherry Wingler, Republican for County Assessor, unopposed, 393. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 362. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, 65. County Council Member, District 2, Joe Walker Jr., Republican, unopposed, 413 votes. Township Trustee, Posey Township, Republican Ken Armstrong, unopposed, 405. Township Advisory Board, Posey Township, there's only 3 on the ballot. All 3 will go through. Marvin Butch Jenks with 231 votes. Tara Lehman, Republican, with 176. And Jerome Jacoby, the Democrat, with 183. West Washington School Board Member, Brown Township, Adam Brown, unopposed, with 252 votes. West Washington School Board Member, Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed, 264 votes. West Washington School Board Member, Town of Campbellsburg, Claude Combs, unopposed, 275. West Washington School Board Member at Large, Tim Barksdale with 194, and Justin Davidson with 113. To retain Judge Vedic, yes, 217, to no, 108, and to retain Judge Weissman, 223 to 103 no.
All right.
So we're over halfway there.
Yes, very good, very good, very good. And some close races.
So if we do the math, we've got 8 precincts out.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Yeah. So we actually are making good time, and quite a few are in. We have Madison in, we have Gibson. Let me not get them stuck together here. That was Washington 4, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, Washington 4, Washington 3, Washington 1, Howard, Vernon, Brown, and then Brown Campbellsburg, and then Salem 1, Salem 2, like an auction, Salem 3, and Salem 4, and Posey. Yeah.
I don't think Monroe's in yet.
Yeah, right.
They're still, wasn't that your choice? Did you choose them last? Is
I
that
don't know why.
Yeah, so anyway, so we got the Salem precincts in, so all 4 of them.
I thought I said Gibson.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was an early morning, and again, for those that's not tuning in, we want to remind everybody, hats off to all of the people that put this on, and, from the clerk's office, to our clerk treasurer, Stephanie Rocky, and her whole team. And of course, all of the having everybody organized and having everybody ready for the polls. And of course, sometimes life happens and you have poll work, people that are going to work the poll, and something changes. So then you have to have substitutes. You have to have, it takes quite a few people to put on an election.
Yeah, it does. It does. And if we're looking at some of these, just to recap some of for United States Senator Todd Young, the Republican incumbent, he continues to hold the lead there. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican, continues to hold the lead there. And Erin Houchin in Indiana District 9, she continues to hold the lead. And and we've got Chris May, continues for state representative, continues to hold the lead there. And Gary Burns, state senator, District 47. And in Washington County, Sheriff Brent Miller continues and is expanding his lead there.
Yeah. And as far as, as far as the night, polls closed at 6 o'clock, and they opened at 6 and closed at 6, so it's been a long day. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and we are live here at the Justice Center. We do have people in here, and try to make sure everybody's still awake, I guess.
So they were coming pretty fast there for a while.
Yeah.
You guys still awake? You ready to come?
Yeah. So to make sure that if we're not exciting enough, everyone starts going to sleep.
Preston's over there. He's making sure.
That's right.
He's keeping us awake.
Well, I think Roger Newland's over there.
Well,
making sure,
that
everybody's.
So we got quite a few. Yeah,
He's taking care of everybody, making sure they're all awake. We need some coffee, I think, probably passing around. I think once you get stopped, a lot of the candidates have been on the go, and I'm sure they got their steps in today.
Yeah.
And so then when you finally get to sit down, it's like, whoa, and you've
been on the go all day, and then you sit in here, and we have a
warm
to
here,
wait for the results, and you're probably first time you stopped, and I think they probably nod off.
Yeah, and you can see how that could happen, for sure. But again, reminding everybody that, I'm laughing at the message.
Yeah.
Anyway, reminding everybody that these are unofficial, and it'll be about 7 days, and then they'll make them official. But we will give you the unofficial results tonight.
Yes.
That gets a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember when I was little, I was like, how could they be unofficial if you just read them? But they are unofficial.
Yeah.
And so
I got people like, oh, hey, they're saying hi on the phone.
That's
good.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. We do, hopefully afterwards, we want to talk with, of course, several, maybe a few people at least, but I do want to try to get Stephanie Rocky to talk about some of the things, and if there was any troubles. I don't think there was very many troubles, if there was any troubles today.
Yeah.
So hats off to everyone, and knowing what to do, and understanding the assignment, and getting it done, so.
You got quiet there for a minute, and I felt like we were practicing for next spring when we're going to do golf.
I know, I feel like I'm whispering. I know, I feel like that. I know.
This is our
golf course. This is why.
This is our tryout for golf. And I think he used a 4-iron to get it on the green.
I'm trying to think of a golf term. I'm like, someone asked me, said...
miniature golf.
Well, today,
someone
we were talking about how beautiful today was, and they said the only thing better would be being out on the golf course. And I said, you've not seen me on the golf course. My job, I'm really good at driving. I will drive you. I'll drive the golf cart.
Yeah.
And I'm really pretty good at putt-putt.
Putt-putt.
But it's funny, because we have been rejected for our voices being too loud for golf. Maybe if we just keep whispering and trying.
And here comes Stephanie, but...
Here she comes, bringing us the results. Yes. And the crowd is excited.
And they're like...
The crowd is getting...
Thank goodness there's more stuff.
We're trying not to lose the crowd.
I know.
Our audience is dwindling. Someone shut the door. Don't let them out. So we had 15. So about 8 to go, right? And I think she's laying down quite a few.
She's got an armful.
Okay.
How many do we have?
Polk and Pierce, both county and town, since Campbellsburg has an election.
Okay.
So is that 2 more?
Yeah, here's Pierce.
Okay. Oh, well.
And then we also have Monroe.
Monroe.
Jeff Jefferson's on its way.
All right.
So that's,
So
nice.
we're getting,
It's
how
saying
many
21
more?
of 23, so.
Is that right?
Yeah,
21.
we have a
Couple come in? Yay.
right on Franklin.
Monroe didn't try last. Okay, here we go. Polk, Alton County, Republican, straight ticket 214, Democrat Party, straight ticket 50, Libertarian 3. Todd Young, United States Senator with a Republican, garnered 467 votes to Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat there, with 129. James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 22. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, the Republican, with 444 votes. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 146. And Jeff Moore, the Libertarian, with 25. Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, Republican, 462. Sinai Brooks, Democrat, 128. John Andrew Schick, Libertarian, with 23. Treasurer of State, Republican, Daniel Elliott, with 464. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 145. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 460 votes. To Matthew Fife, the Democrat, 137. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 25. Gary Byrne in the state senator's race, District 47, the Republican got 481 votes. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, with 137. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, the Republican, with 473. To Jason Joe Szymanski, the Democrat, with 138. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Republican, Larry Medlock, unopposed, 516. Judge of Superior Court, the Republican, unopposed, Dustin Houchin, 501. Prosecuting Attorney, Tara Coates Hunt, Republican, unopposed, 518. County Auditor, Kyra Stevenson, Republican, unopposed, 519. County Recorder, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 511. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 501 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 100 votes. Max Green, Libertarian, with 20 votes. County Assessor, Sherry Wingler, Republican, unopposed, 514. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 494 votes. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, with 54 votes. County Council Member, District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, Republican, 481 votes. David Norton, the Libertarian, with 79. Township Trustee, Polk Township, Claire Sullivan Jr., Republican, unopposed, with 531 votes. Township Advisory Board, Polk Township, all three will go through. Aaron Albertson, David Hurst, Jeremy Sauter, with 320, 263, and 309 votes, respectively. East Washington School Board Member, Franklin Township, Laura McClellan Wanke was unopposed with 381 votes. East Washington School Board Member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury with 275, Teresa Gutbreth with 176, Benjamin Loffmiller with 53. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, unopposed with 378. To retain Judge Vedic, yes, 314, no, 147. To retain Judge Weissman, yes, 323, 133 noes. Polk. Republican Party, straight ticket 31, Democrat Party 6, and Libertarian 2. Todd Young, Republican, Indiana State or United States Senator, with 67. Thomas McDermott, Democrat, with 23. James Siniak, Libertarian, with 5. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, Republican, with 65. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 25. And Jeff Moore, the Libertarian, with 6. Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, Republican, 68. Sinai Brooks, Democrat, 24. John Andrew Schick, Libertarian, 4. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, Republican, 65. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, 28. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 70. Matthew Fife, Democrat, 21. Tanya Millis, Libertarian, 5. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 72. Kathleen Forte, Democrat, 22. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, Republican, 65. Jason Joe Szymanski, Democrat, 28. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, Republican, unopposed, with 74 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Republican, Dustin Houchin, unopposed, 77. Prosecuting Attorney, Tara Coates Hunt, Republican, unopposed, 78. County Auditor, Kyra Stevenson, Republican, unopposed, 78. County Reporter, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 78. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 75 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 15 votes. Max Green, Libertarian, with 4. County Assessor, Sherry Wingler, Republican, unopposed, with 77 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 71 votes. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, with 19. County Council Member, District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, Republican, 64. David Norton, Libertarian, with 22. Township Trustee, Polk Township, Claire Sullivan Jr., Republican, unopposed, 74. Township Advisory Board, Polk Township, vote for 3. All 3 are going through. Eric Albertson, David Hurst, and Jeremy Souter with 51, 41, and 46 votes respectively. Clerk Treasurer, Town of Pekin, Sherry Clem, unopposed, 60. Town Council Member, Town of Pekin, Thomas Bricker, unopposed, 60. East Washington School Board Member, Laura McClellan Wank, and that's 54 unopposed. East Washington School Board Member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury with 44, Teresa Gottbreath with 20, and Benjamin Lockmiller with 11. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, unopposed, 57. Indiana Court of Appeals to retain Judge Vedic, yes, 52, no, 20. Indiana Court of Appeals, 1st District, to retain Judge Weissman, yes, 55, no, 17. All right. So Pierce out in the county, because that was in Town of Pekin. Republican Straight Party, 186. Democrat Party, 28. Libertarian Straight Ticket, 3. United States Senator, Todd Young, Republican, 426 votes. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 101 votes. James Siniak, Libertarian, 10 votes. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, Republican, 389 votes. Destiny Wells, Democrat, 116. Jeffrey Miller, Libertarian, 21. Auditor of State, Tara Kless, Republican, 416. Sinai Brooks, Democrat, 97. John Andrew Schick, Libertarian, with 20. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, Republican, with 412. Jessica McClellan with 115. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 409. Matthew Fife, Democrat, 115. Tanya Millis, Libertarian, 17. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, 430. Kathleen Forte, Democrat, 108. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, Republican, 417. Jason Joe Szymanski, the Democrat, with 114. Larry Medlock, Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, the Republicans unopposed, 463. Dustin Houchin, Republican, unopposed, Judge of Superior Court, 453 votes. Tara Coates Hunt, Prosecuting Attorney, Republican, unopposed, 455. County Auditor, Republican, Kyra Stevenson, unopposed, 460. County Recorder, Republican, Terry Graves, unopposed, 460. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 454 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 74 votes. Max J. Green, Libertarian, 15 votes. County Assessor, Republican Sherry Wingler, unopposed, 462 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 440 votes. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, 64 votes. County Council Member, District 1, Republican Gerald Fleming, unopposed, 468 votes. Township Trustee, Pierce Township, Republican Brianna LeDuc is unopposed with 454 votes. Township Advisory Board, Pierce Township, there's only 3 on the ballot. All 3 will go through. Scott Miller, Jeffrey Pickrell, and Stephen Perlee with 282, 243, and 296 votes, respectively. East Washington School Board Member, Franklin Township, Laura McClellan Wayne, 318 votes, unopposed. East Washington School Board Member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury, 205 votes, Teresa Gottbreath, 189, and Benjamin Lockmiller, 37. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, unopposed with 342 votes. To retain Judge Vedic, yes, 216, no, 123. To retain Judge Weissman, yes, 260 to 128 no's. Pierce, in town. Okay. Republican Party straight ticket 64, Democrat Party 10, Libertarian Party straight ticket 1. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 125. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 35. James Siniak, Libertarian, 4. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, 126. Destiny Wells, Democrat, with 36. Jeff Moore, Libertarian, with 4. Tara Klutz, Republican, in Auditor State race with 129. Sinai Brooks, Democrat, with 35. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 2. Treasurer of State Daniel Elliott, Republican, 128. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, 36. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 126 votes. Matthew Fife, Democrat, 33 votes. Tanya Millis, Libertarian, 5 votes. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 134 votes. Kathleen Forte, Democrat, 34 votes. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, Republican, 125 votes. Jason Joe Szymanski, Democrat, 41 votes. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Larry Medlock, unopposed Republican, 147 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, unopposed Republican, with 141 votes. Prosecuting Attorney in the 42nd Circuit, Tara Coates Hunt, unopposed Republican, with 145. County Auditor, Republican Kyra Stevenson, is unopposed for 145 votes, and that was cast there. County Recorder, Terry Graves, again, Republican, unopposed, 145 votes for her as well. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 139 votes. John P. Jeffries, Democrat, 22 votes. Max J. Green, Libertarian, 7 votes. Sherry Wingler is unopposed in the county assessor's race. The Republican garnered 144 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 132 votes. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, 23 votes. County Council Member, District 1, Republican Gerald Fleming is unopposed with 148 votes. Township Trustee, Pierce Township, Republican Brenda LeDuc is unopposed with 141. Township Advisory Board, Pierce Township, all three, only 3 on the ballot, 3 winners. Scott Miller, 101 votes, Jeffrey Pickrell, 82, and Stephen Perlee with 91. Clerk Treasurer, Town of New Pekin, Sherry Clem, unopposed with 119. Town Council Member, Town of New Pekin, Thomas Bricker, unopposed with 110. East Washington School Board Member, Franklin Township, unopposed, Laura McClellan Wank with 110 votes. East Washington School Board Member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury with 69, Teresa Gottbreth with 51, and Benjamin Lockmiller with 25. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, unopposed with 115 votes. Indiana Court of Appeals, District Judge Nancy Vedic to retain her, 90 to yes and 38 to no, and to retain Judge Weissman, 96 to 35 no's. Monroe. Republican Party straight ticket, 79. Democratic Party straight ticket, 21. Libertarian Party straight ticket, 0. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 161. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 40. James Siniak, Libertarian, 9. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, 156. Destiny Wells, Democrat, 48. Jeffrey Moore was 8, the Libertarian candidate. Auditor of State Tara Klutz, Republican, 163 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 40. John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 6. Daniel Elliott, the Republican in the Treasurer of the State race, with 169 votes. Jessica McClellan, the Democrat, with 42. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 164 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 45 votes. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian there, with 6 votes. State Senator District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 164. Kathleen Forte, Democrat, 49. State Representative District 69, Jim Lucas, Republican, 167. Chad Harmon, Democrat, 45. Tara Coates Hunt, Prosecuting Attorney, unopposed, 182. County Auditor Kyra Stevenson, 182. Terry Graves, County Recorder, unopposed, 182. Washington County Sheriff Brent Miller, Republican, 165 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, 32 votes. Max Green, Libertarian, 18. County Assessor Sherry Wingler, unopposed, with 180. County Commissioner District 2 Todd Ewan, Republican, 163. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, with 30. County Council Member District 3 Preston Shell, Republican, with 153. And Rhonda Ann Green, Libertarian, with 45. Jennifer Bowers, the Republican, and Monroe Township Trustee, unopposed, with 185. Salem School Board Member at Large. The top 3 vote getters go on to be on the school board. Rodney Bruff, 60. Jason Cockrell, 43. James Hobbs, 39. Stephen Montzinger, 103. Aaron Shockey, 84. Ty Sweeney with 77. Donald Ward Sr. with 11. And Becky White with 100. Okay.
I think is that the summary?
All right. So this is a one-pager. So and there's the only things on here for with 23 of 23 precincts reported. Straight ticket party voting for Republicans is not even in there. But we have the Democrats did 2 absentee voting for straight party. So this is absentee ballots, I'm sorry. The only ones we have is absentee voting for United States Senator Todd Young, 0. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 2. And James Siniak, Libertarian, with 0. So on absentee voting, United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, 0. Matthew Fife, 2. Tanya Millis, 0. So we'll wait for the rest of the sheet.
Here, we got more.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, look at this.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. Jefferson Township. Republican Party, straight voting, 98. Democrat Party, 10. Libertarian, 0. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 209. Thomas McDermott Jr., the Democrat, with 35. James Siniak, the Libertarian, with 8. Secretary of State Diego Morales, the Republican, with 191. Destiny Wells, the Democrat, with 44. And Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, with 15. Tara Klutz, Republican. In the Auditor of State race, 208. Sinai Brooks with 34. John Andrew Schick with 9. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, Republican, 209. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, 40. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 214. Matthew Fife, 36. And Tanya Millis, Libertarian, with 5. State Senator District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 213. Kathleen Forte, Democrat, 43. State Representative District 65, Chris May, Republican, 207. Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, with 44. Judge of Circuit Court, 42nd Circuit, Republican Larry Medlock, unopposed, 226. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, Republican, unopposed, 224. Prosecuting Attorney, Tara Coates Hunt, Republican, unopposed, 224. County Auditor, Kyra Stevenson, Republican, unopposed, 225. County Recorder, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 220. County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 209 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 28 votes. Max J. Green, Libertarian, 18 votes. County Assessor, Sherry Wingler, the Republican there, unopposed with 223 votes. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 208 votes. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian, with 38 votes. County Council Member, District 3, Preston Shell, Republican, 213. Rhonda Green, to the Libertarian, 35. Township Trustee, Jefferson Township, Andrew Knapp, Republican, 163 votes. Marnie Bennett, Democrat, 93 votes. Township Advisory Board, Jefferson Township, all three will go through. There's only three on the ballot. Jamie Bennett, Republican. Jason Linscott, Republican. Shannon Sullivan, Republican. 155, 115, and 148 votes respectively. Salem School Board Member at Large, Rodney Brook, 99. Jason Cockrell, 55. James Hobbs, 32. Stephen Monsinger, 102. Aaron Spud Shockey, 98. Ty Sweeney, 79. Donald Ward Sr., 18. Rebecca Becky White, 107. To retain Judge Vedic, yes, 121. No, 76. To retain Judge Weissman, yes, 120. No, 78. And that was Jefferson. Jackson. Todd Young for United States Senator, Republican, 496. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 125. James Seniak, the Libertarian, with 17. Secretary of State, Diego Morales, Republican, 480. Destiny Wells, Democrat, 136. Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, with 19. Tara Klutz in the Auditor of State race, the Republican, 489 votes. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, with 130. And John Andrew Schick, the Libertarian, with 18. Treasurer for the state of Indiana, Daniel Elliott, Republican, 496 votes. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, 138. United States Representative District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 495 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, 134. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 15. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, Republican, 496. And Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, 141. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, 491. Joe Szymanski, 140. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 529 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, the Democrat, 102. Max Green, 11. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 514. Tommy Brown III, 54 for the Libertarian County candidate. County Council Member, District 2, Joe Walker, unopposed, 531. Township Trustee, Jackson Township, Matthew Incantalupo, Republican, unopposed, with 553. Township Advisory Board, Jackson Township, William Craig Martin, 439. Roy Dick, Democrat, 169, and William Yates with 145. All three will go through. East Washington School Board Member, Franklin Township, Lauren Wank, 389. East Washington School Board Member, Holly Drury, 228. Teresa Gottbrook, 229. Benjamin Lockmiller, 76. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, 391, unopposed. And Franklin. I know you guys got totals, but we're going to get these out for the folks on radio and on Facebook. United States Senator, this is the last one reporting, Franklin. United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 499. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 100. James Seniak, 17, Libertarian. Secretary of State, Republican Diego Morales, 485. Democrat Destiny Wells, 116. Jeffrey Moore, the Libertarian, 15. Auditor of State, Tara Klutz, the Republican, 497. Sinai Brooks, the Democrat, 108. And John Andrew Schick with 14. Treasurer of State, Daniel Elliott, Republican, 496. Jessica McClellan, Democrat, with 116. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, 496. Matthew Fife, Democrat, 106. Tommy Millis, Libertarian. State Senator, Gary Byrne, Republican, 497 votes. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, with 120. State Representative, District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 503. Chad Harmon, with 109. Washington County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 513 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, with 88. Max Green, Libertarian, with 18. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, with 517 votes. Tommy Brown, 3rd, Libertarian, with 50. County Council Member, District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, Republican, with 504. David Norton, Libertarian, with 66. Township Trustee, Franklin Township, Stephen Anderson, unopposed, with 534 votes. Township Advisory Board, There's 3, but they're supposed to be 3. There's only 2 on the ballot. Scott Applegate and Rhodes Metters went through. And East Washington School Board member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury with 234, Teresa Gottbreath with 162, Benjamin Lockmiller with 40.
All right, now.
Okay. And you guys got sheets, but we're going to go through everything. So these are unofficial results with 23 of 23 precincts reporting. So for straight ticket, and I'm just going to give the totals. For straight ticket for Republican Party, 2757. For straight ticket for Democrat Party, 546. And Libertarian Party is 25. So again, these are unofficial results. So United States Senator Todd Young, Republican, 6,119. Thomas McDermott Jr., Democrat, 1,615. James Siniak, Libertarian, 241. Secretary of State Diego Morales, Republican, 5,739. Destiny Wells, Democrat, 1,880. Jeffrey Moore, Libertarian, 309. Auditor of State Tara Klutz, Republican, 6,047. Zanai Brooks, the Democrat, with 1,620. And John Andrew Schick with 268. Treasurer of State Daniel Elliott, Republican, with 6,062 votes, and Democrat Jessica McClellan with 1,830. United States Representative, District 9, Aaron Houchin, Republican, with 6,024 votes. Matthew Fife, the Democrat, with 1,704. Tanya Millis, the Libertarian, with 303. State Senator, District 47, Gary Byrne, 6,174. Kathleen Forte, the Democrat, with 1,826. State Representative, District 65, Chris May, Republican, with 762. And Kevin Goodman, the Democrat, with 195. State Representative, District 69, Jim Lucas, the Republican, with 3,120 votes. Chad Harmon, the Democrat, with 978. State Representative, District 70, Karen Engelman, the Republican, with 77% of the vote at 2,212. And Jason Joe Szymanski, the Democrat, with 641 votes. Judge of Circuit Court, Larry Medlock, Republican, unopposed. He got 6,766 votes. Judge of Superior Court, Dustin Houchin, Republican, unopposed, 6,563. Prosecuting Attorney, 42nd Circuit, Tara Coates Hunt, Republican, unopposed, 6,630 votes. County Auditor, Kyra Stevenson, Republican, unopposed, 6,706. County Recorder, Terry Graves, Republican, unopposed, 6,612. County Sheriff, Brent Miller, Republican, 6,467 votes. John P. Jack Jeffries, Democrat, 1,206. Max J. Green, Libertarian, 376 votes. County Assessor, Sherry Winkler, Republican, unopposed, 6,734. County Commissioner, District 2, Todd Ewan, Republican, 6,392. Tommy Brown III, Libertarian candidate, 965 votes. County Council, Member District 1, Gerald Fleming Sr., Republican, unopposed, with 1,622 votes. County Council, Member District 2, Joe Walker Jr., Republican, unopposed, 1,658 votes. County Council, Member District 3, Preston Shell, Republican, 1,546 votes. Rhonda Green, Libertarian, with 420 votes. County Council Member District 4, Karen Wishmeyer, Republican, with 1,591. David Norton, the Libertarian, with 252. Township Trustee, Brown Township, Sue Bennett, Republican, unopposed, 281 votes. Township Advisory Board, Brown Township, Randy Roberts, Republican, with 224 votes. Gary Chastain, Democrat, with 83. Township Trustee, Franklin Township, Stephen Anderson, Republican, unopposed, 533 votes. Township Advisory Board, Scott Applegate, Republican, with 320. Rhodes Metters, Republican, with 246. There was vote for 3, but there's only 2 on the ballot, so both of them will be on that Township Advisory Board. Township Trustee, Gibson Township, Rachel Wishmeyer, Republican, unopposed, with 269 votes. Township Advisory Board, vote for all three. All three will be on the advisory board, but Dorothy Fleener, the Democrat, got 160 votes. Steve Johnson, the Democrat, with 165. And Nathan Robinson, the Democrat, with 122. Township Trustee, Howard Township. Kathleen Zelovitz, the Democrat, was unopposed with 180. Township Advisory Board, Howard Township, all three go through. Sheila Stone, David Duff Jr., and Earlene Silverthorne, 228, 94, and 111 votes, respectively. Township Trustee, Jackson Township, Matthew Incantalupo, the Republican, unopposed with 553 votes. Township Advisory Board, Jackson Township, all three go through. William Craig Martin with 439 votes, Roy Dick with 169 votes, and William Yates with 145. Township Trustee, Jefferson Township, Andrew Knapp, Republican, with 163 votes, and Marnie Bennett, the Democrat there, with 93 votes. Township Advisory Board, Jefferson Township, all three go through. Jamie Bennett with 155 votes, Jason Linscott with 115, and Shannon Sullivan with 148. Township Trustee, Madison Township, Lee Badger, the Republican, unopposed with 136 votes. Township Advisory Board, Madison Township, all three go through. Brian Blevins, Sharon Dennis, and Tammy Worley. Township Trustee, Monroe Township, Jennifer Bowers, Republican, unopposed with 185 votes. Township Trustee, Pierce Township, Brianna LeDuc, Republican, was unopposed with 595 votes. Township Advisory Board, Pierce Township, all three go through. Scott Miller with 383, Jeremy Pickrell, 325, and Stephen Perlee at 387. Township Trustee, Polk Township, Claire Sullivan Jr., Republican, unopposed, 605. Township Advisory Board, Polk Township, all three go through. Eric Albertson, 371, David Hurst, 304, and Jeremy Souter, 355. Township Trustee, Posey Township, Ken Armstrong, Republican, unopposed with 405. Township Advisory Board, Posey Township, all three are on the board now. Marvin Butch Jinks with 231, Tara Lehman, Republican, with 176, and Jeremy Jacoby, the Democrat, with 183. Township Trustee, Vernon Township, Martha Guthrie, Marcia Guthrie, Democrat, unopposed, 156 votes. Township Advisory Board, Vernon Township, you could have voted for three, only two on the ballot. Rhonda Chastain with 117 and David Ruth with 101. Both are on the advisory board now. Township Trustee, Washington Township, Joshua Anderson, the Republican, is unopposed with 2,465 votes. Township Advisory Board, Washington Township, all three, Randy Bills, Bruce Snyder, Norman Souter, all go through with 1,747, 1,566, and 1,526 respectively. Clerk Treasurer, Town of Campbellsburg, Anita Collins, unopposed at 73. Town Council Member, Town of Campbellsburg, Tim Chastain, unopposed, 65 votes. Clerk Treasurer, Town of New Pekin, Sherry Clem, unopposed with 179 votes. Town Council Member, Town of Pekin, Thomas Bricker, unopposed with 170 votes. East Washington School Board Member, Franklin Township, Laura McClellan-Wank, unopposed, 1,636. East Washington School Board Member, Jackson Township, Holly Drury, Holly Drury with 1,055. Teresa Gottbreath with 827, and Benjamin Lockmiller with 243. East Washington School Board Member, Pierce Township, Christina McGinnis, unopposed with 1,636. And Salem School Board Member at large, the top three vote getters go, but I'll give all the vote tallies. Rodney Gross, 1,747. Jason Cockrell, 790. James Hodges, 454. Stephen Motsinger, 1,855. Aaron Shockey, 1,305. Ty Sweeney, 1,370. Donald Ward Sr. with 266. And Rebecca White with 1,664. So that means that Steve Motsinger, Rodney Brook, and Rebecca White are the ones in that race, the top three vote getters in that race. West Washington School Board Member, Brown Township, Adam Brown, unopposed, 909. West Washington School Board Member, Howard Township, Stephanie Keltner, unopposed, 960. West Washington School Board Member, Town of Campbellsburg, Claude Combs, Unopposed, 986. West Washington School Board Member at Large, Tim Barksdale, 680 to Justin Davidson, 464. Tim Barksdale is the winner in that race. And to retain Judge Vedic, it was 4,084 yeses to 1,952 noes. And to retain Judge Weissman, it was 4,192 yeses to 1,827 noes. You ran everybody off except for the man of the hour.
That's right.
Hey, I see Preston over there.
And Roger.
And Roger.
Yes. We could have Sheriff come on up and let's talk for a minute. And we got a chair right here for him.
Him in the hot seat.
That's right. So, Sheriff Brent Miller, congratulations. And
Thank you.
so, I guess on your big win, what are you going to go to Disney World?
I don't know about that.
Well, if you do, take us with you, okay?
Yes.
But congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk. We're going to get our photo taken real quick here. Let's talk a little bit about how your morning started, and tell us how this campaign maybe has been different than in the past.
Well, you never know what you're going to do, in a campaign. You always feel like you got the winning edge, but you can't take people lightly and things like that. So, we continued to campaign all the way from the primary through today, and we got out and we worked at it, and my family was at it, last night, making last minute preparations and things for it, and our day started out really early this morning, and we were all at the polls very early this morning, some of us before 6 o'clock to get ready, and I have to thank my family for getting up and doing that this morning, getting to the polls early.
You should be. You got an army. Yeah, look at them.
And they're all right there. You guys take some notes?
So I've got a good family of supporters there that I appreciate, and again, getting 80% of the vote, that's very humbling.
Well, you stepped on my question there. That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome is it that actually 80.35% of the vote? So,
Look at them all. Everybody's been to math, and every time I've been watching
so hard work pays off.
That's right. That's right.
It's very humbling, and I appreciate that so much. I want to say thank you to the voters of Washington County for their vote of their confidence in me to lead the Sheriff's Department for another 4 years. We're going to continue to move forward at the Sheriff's Department and improve our services and modernize our department and try to, leave the department better than I found it. My goal is to start delegating more things out to other people and things like that to prepare the department for when I leave at the end of this next term. That's what I do plan on doing, is leaving at the end of my next term. I'm 10 days away from my work anniversary. I'll have 33 years on.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure and an honor to be able to serve the citizens of Washington County for 33 years. It's been great being the sheriff for the last 4 years, and I really appreciate, the working relationship that I have with the other law enforcement agencies and the other departments and things in the criminal justice system that has helped, to make my job easier. I feel like I lost about 2 years of my first term due to COVID when it shut things down, and COVID was a bad thing, and it caused us a lot of problems, and we're still feeling the effects of COVID, and will for some time to come. And I'm ready to move forward, post-COVID now, and let's try to get back to a full staff and start moving things forward. And again, like I said, providing services to the public that they deserve, and I'm excited to be here for another 4 years, leading the Sheriff's Department.
Well, and I think that to have that another 4 years, because like you said, a couple of them maybe through the COVID, and I know you've still got more you want to do and goals you want to accomplish. So that had to be, something that was like near and dear and on your mind, thinking, I really got things I'm not done with.
Right.
And so therefore, now you can get to those,
Absolutely.
And I think that would be probably very heavy on your heart whenever you haven't finished, like, I'm not done yet. I've got more stuff I want to do, and I've got more ideas, and let's get at it, right?
Exactly. As you can imagine, being here for 33 years,
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I've done for the Sheriff's Department over the last 33 years that I don't want to take with me when I leave. I've been the only firearms instructor there at the department for a long time, and I have since then got Tori Gildreth, one of my deputies, as a firearms instructor on the department. We're working on finding another one. So again, I can leave the department, good on firearms instructors when I leave. I ran the evidence room for 23 years there at the Sheriff's Department. And again, Tori has stepped up, and he's also taken that on to take over the evidence room so that he can take that over when I leave. And we're delegating things out to some of these younger new officers and things on the department to try to spread things out so that everybody gets a bigger piece of the pie. And when I leave, it'll be a smooth transition between me and the next administration. And so that's the goal. Again, like I said, to continue to modernize the department and move forward with things and to improve our services and things, because you should never be happy with where you are. You should always try to do better, and I know that we can do better. I've tried to do the things that I thought were right for the Sheriff's Department. Some of those things have been good things, and I have made some mistakes too along the way.
Well, who doesn't?
You continue to learn, and that's the thing, when you realize that you've made a mistake, you should learn from your mistake. And
absolutely, I would hope.
That's what I'm trying to do is, like I said, do the best that I can do for the department. I promise that, moving forward here, I'm going to continue to be a good steward of the tax dollars for our taxpayers and things like that. I've tried to stay within my budget. I try not to spend the money on things that are not necessary for the department and things like that. I've had an open door policy, although with COVID for 2 years there, people really couldn't come in.
Open glass window? Closed. Put the signs up on the other side.
But I will continue to have an open door policy for the next 4 years where citizens can come in and they can ask me questions and things like that and be available to the public. And it was, again, I appreciate people with their constructive criticism and things and how we can, improve at the Sheriff's Department and things. And I'm always looking for ways to try to improve things there at the Sheriff's Department, and we're going to continue to do that and move forward.
Well, listen, you've got hugs and cuddles and squeezes. You need to be that family.
I do have a question, though. So 33-year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
And all this hard work. Are you guys all going to, sleep in tomorrow? No. Well, there was a couple of guesses, but I see Mrs. Miller definitely shook her head no.
Well, and there's my sign crew out there, too. We got a lot of signs to get down.
Look at them all. They're ready.
Taking signs down and getting those out of people's yards and things like that. So,
congratulations on a great win, and thank you for your first term that you've been in service. You're taking great care of the people in Washington County, and so celebrating 33 years, the second term. So just wish you all the best.
Yeah,
we're lucky to have you as our sheriff here.
Yeah, and great numbers. I mean, that right there shows how important you are to this county.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
That's a vote of confidence, and I do appreciate the voters and all of my supporters, the people that campaign for me, put signs up in their yards for me and things like that. I couldn't have done it without the supporters, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. All right, you better do it.
Congratulations on your win, too,
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. You got a wife and a mom that are fussing to get you. Let's get Stephanie Rocky over here. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. And we have our own clerk.
I am here. I'm just off.
Come on in, Brad. There's Stephanie. Get on in here. And, wow, what a... Yeah, let's hope we don't. Brad, just get on in closer. Stephanie won't say, yeah, there we go. I think we're in photo again. Okay, so Stephanie, tell us a little bit about election. And usually you and I talk of a morning.
Yeah,
I did that set up, and I thought that, and then I thought, I'm not going to call you, late, because I know you got a lot going on. But how did the morning start off? Tell us about it.
Well, it always starts off we're waiting for that 5 o'clock time when the poll workers arrive at their polling locations and start setting up. So we are there to man the phones and walk them through any issues that might arise. So we get up at 3:30, report here at work by 4:30, and then wait for the polls.
And how did it go? Do we have any troubles this morning?
We had a few glitches.
Okay.
We worked them through some of their machines, and always read the instructions. You got to follow those instructions.
Right.
And but no, everything got up and running, and then 6 o'clock polls opened, and away we went. So we love the new poll books. We can watch everything live.
That's awesome.
Who's voting, what the turnout is as we go, and so we can really talk back and forth with the different precincts to keep them up and going and have them run smoothly throughout the day.
Now, what about as far as the turnout? Were you happy with the turnout? Look, it seemed
to me, I always want 100%.
Well,
There were over 19,000 voters here in Washington County, and We did have a 39% turnout. We have one military ballot that's still out, and they have up until 10 days after the election to get that in. But no, I mean, whether we have a 2% turnout or 100% turnout, we still have the same workload in preparing for the election. So I'm always going for 100%.
Right, definitely. Well, and I know for your office and everybody, I've seen them all, and they're just fantastic. You know, I'm fans of all of them, and they've worked so hard. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, look at them all. They're so cute. So, and I know that your team, you're very proud of your team and all the hard work, but I want to say thank you, and I think it's so important to let everybody know, you know, all that goes on behind the scenes, from, you know, making sure you order enough ballots to getting the machines ready, and this does not just happen overnight. This is a month, a year.
Yeah. It used to be back in the day there was an off election year. We have not had an off election year. The state is always preparing and chasing the voter confidence. So like next year will be our municipality election for the city of Salem, and then we're going to run into, of course, the presidential election will be in 2024. So we're always actually looking ahead. The state's already preparing us for that, and then so it's just a constant nurturing of that voter confidence and making the changes in response to the previous election. So
I'm sorry.
No.
So the staff's all back there, they're still awake and smiling, but my question is, are you going to let them sleep in tomorrow? I mean, Brent's not going to. Are you
unfortunately, our office opens at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's one of those things with the clerk's office. I always say, who in the world assigned the responsibilities to the clerks and of our state? So we have the election side of our office. We also have the clerk's side of the office. So tomorrow morning we'll be taking in marriage licenses, child support payments, processing cases.
And they're all smart.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I thought they might start pulling the blinds.
Yeah.
And of course our election mechanics, Tony Moran and Mark Marshall, they will be going out and picking up all the equipment, and then of course all that stuff has to be audited, so we have to secure everything and then retain it for the 24 months under law. But
So I tried to get you guys to sleep in tomorrow. I tried.
But technically they are. They're sleeping in maybe till 7, as long as they lay around at 8.
So we were talking earlier on air before we got the chance to talk to you. So tonight's, it's unofficial results.
Correct.
What is the process that goes between now and when you declare them as official? Kind of behind the scenes stuff.
If there's any provisional ballots that have been issued throughout the day, we back that up with evidence based on the reason it was issued. And then the county election board has their meeting and then determines if that provisional ballot can be casted. Also, in those 10 days, it gives any kind of overseas or military ballots that are still out, it gives them time to get those to us. Or if they showed up at the polls and had a fail-safe, if they didn't have their ID with them and they had to go ahead and vote, then they have those amount of days to come to us with their issued ID to prove their identity. And
so they'll be official in 10 days?
Yes.
Okay. Because that gets a little confusing, you know.
It does. It's all unofficial and then of course that 10 days, the bad word that we do not like, recount. So they also have that time to file. But no, and then this time we actually had 2 federal ballots, if you've seen the federal ballot. So that those are issued where they can only vote on those U.S. races or a federal race based on their application if they're overseas, but they don't have an exact return date when they're coming back, so then they cannot vote on our state and local level offices.
It's really a lot that goes into it. It's very interesting, and I really appreciate you taking time and explaining this stuff to us, because it does get confusing, and I think we've always wondered that, you know, why is it not official, you know what I mean, and we appreciate you, you know, explaining that. But I think hats off to you and to your group and everybody involved in putting on an election for us. And of course you had to get poll workers, there's so much involved in that too.
Oh my goodness. And
then substitute if something was to happen, you know, life happens.
Right.
You know.
People get sick and
people can't,
And when it comes to elections and poll workers, you know, the way the workforce is now, it does not discriminate against elections. So getting poll workers and having you know, that servant leadership and having those spots filled, it is very grueling
Yeah.
It used to be people were knocking down your door in years past to be a poll worker, even though we feed them and they do get
And the food is good, yeah.
But it is a long day, and but so it's across the state. It's just not our county.
No, right. I knew there was, yeah.
So we're going to really bribe them for 2024.
There we go, all right.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, the word food.
Yeah,
I know the word,
yeah.
we're trying to figure out,
It's interchangeable,
Yeah.
so yeah. We don't want anybody out there getting the wrong idea.
No.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we would want to do it.
Sweeten the pot.
We would really for our
Yeah,
community, you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
But if there is happen to be a meal or
It happens
two,
to
you know,
be,
we
yeah.
really would not be
It
upset.
shows up on the table,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, you know, so many great, recipes, so much great food, you know what I mean? And yeah, there's some good home cooking that comes. So I just wanted to let anybody that's wanting to be at this part, be
Yeah.
this role.
Go ahead and volunteer. We always keep a list of those
Okay.
volunteers, and this was our first election without our Mr. Day, and
Yeah.
we did survive it. He was with us the whole day, and so we really felt his presence, and so this election's dedicated to him for sure.
Well, and there's been so many great people. We were talking, years ago it was at the courthouse, and now it's here in this beautiful facility. It's just, but we had the tradition where we can bring people back in. I mean,
Yes, that was nice.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, very nice. So we had some that said they would like to sit out still. They like that tailgating. Yeah, some like the tailgating. And
After the primaries, we'll do tailgating, and then
Yeah.
in November,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
have
it gets so cold. I think they were enjoying that mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is beautiful. Well, Stephanie, Rocky, I want to say hats off to you and your whole team. And Brad and I, we're very proud of you guys and all that you did. And you pulled off another election for our community. And I want to say I know that you're tired, wore out, but you
We
look
still haven't
great.
got the results to the state yet, so.
All right, yay.
No, and also thank you. You guys treat us so great, and you're so
Yeah.
gracious and let us be a part of this, and it's really awesome.
Yeah. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight too. And it was a fun night. It took a little while. Brad and I, we were ready to do song and dance. We tried to get Brent to do the national anthem, and he was on voice
He
rest.
said
So his manager said no. So anyway, but those managers,
Yeah,
are
she's
tough.
like, no.
They're tough. They're tough.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I felt like you really would have done it if Anyway, so we, we're entertaining, but boy, once those precincts starts rolling, I mean, it's almost like somebody opens the floodgate and they just start counting, don't they?
Right.
And that's,
And unfortunately, we didn't have our election day service out of Lexington, Kentucky.
oh,
So we got to fill that void as well. So it took a little time to get everything rolling. And once we got started, and away we went. So.
awesome. Well,
right.
thank you, Stephanie, and congratulations to everyone, and hats off to everyone that put their name in the hat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, proud of everyone, because to step out, we talk about that all the time, step out and want to serve your community. Hats off to everyone involved.
Oh, most definitely. And I've said before, it's the longest, most grueling job interview you'll ever go on.
Yeah.
But it is the most rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Brad, you and I have coffee club in the morning,
Yep.
so we're excited about it.
Talk about this all
about
over
this a little
again.
bit. Yeah. So everyone, and we'll thank everyone. We have on Wslm 97.9 FM, 1220 AM, and our Facebook and our YouTube, and streaming it also on our website. So thank you, everyone. Whatever means, however you've got this, thank you for so much for hanging out with us today. And tonight. Look at them all. Woo-hoo to the group. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I really.
There's flat packing this
I know, I kind of really,
I haven't decided
Yeah.
Brent and his family, and they're
know.
sitting there.
I
I'm not
feel
sure if they're like really tired.
I don't know, but they know they can move, but I don't like this.
That's also all those smiling faces.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's about, right?
Well, and we don't usually have people usually people leave us.
Yeah. So we're appreciative.
We're not very accustomed
Even if
to
they're too tired to leave.
people hanging around with us, but
So-
usually people are done with us. But anyway, everyone have a wonderful night and a great night. And congratulations on a great election.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So, all right, Brad, you want to punch?